Rock stars. There's literally nothing like those wild parties. All I did was drink and party and go to rock concerts.
So I got VIP access to a certain very hot rock star's room.
This was getting a little intense for my liking.
What's your problem?
Okay.
Look, bitch, I don't know who the fuck you think you are, but you're no better than the rest of us.
Hey, come on, you gotta go. I'll call you.
Hey, what would you say if I were to tell you that rock stars like Terry would pay for your attention and you would be a multi-millionaire because of it?
Real Talk.
Hey, I'm Gina Lou, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hey, what's up? It's Logan Browning, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Real Talk.
Hi, this is Alana De La Garza, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, I'm Diane Franklin from Better Off Dead and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. You're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, this is Monique Capri, and you are watching Real Talk with the Director on Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, I'm Stormy Maya, and you are listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
This is Vicky Judy. Orange is the new black, and I'm here with Real Talk.
Yo, what up? This is Jay Ellis, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio. Keep it locked.
Hi, I'm Frida Park. You are listening to Real Talk Radio with the Director. Hey, I'm Issa Rae, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
And nothing less. What's going on? Welcome back to another edition of Real Talk with the Director and the Jedi Council. I am the Director. We'll be with you for the next 120 minutes or so. And Real Talk is brought to you each and every Monday by B2S Media. We broadcast live via the World Wide Web on youtube.com/IE Network Television, IE Network TV, and Facebook, the social network, aka Meta, and of course, Twitter. Another Monday, the 14th. Happy Valentine's Day. February 14th. To all of you that celebrate Valentine's, happy Valentine's Day to you. We are here at Real Talk, like to say, I don't know. To all you lovers out there, just enjoy your day. Every day should be Valentine's Day, right? Just be good to your people. Whoever that person is, your spouse, your lover, your partner, girlfriend, boyfriend, anything in between. That's all. Hopefully you all enjoying the night and enjoy the day, and can continue to enjoy the week. So we're going to be talking about, we're still in the middle of Black History Month, right? Every month is Black History. No, I'm joking. But anyway, we're in the middle of Black History Month. We were talking about, we've discussed before about movies that help you earn and keep your black card, quote unquote black card. So we have a list of black card films that we compiled. Ralph did a lot of diligent research, and you have your usual suspects, and not the movie Usual Suspects, but I mean you have the ones that we everyone knows, like some of the blaxploitation era films, or like Shaft, or certain films that you ain't seen that, you ain't black. But we got films also from the earlier decades, films that these are all compiled films that they either contributed, promoted, or help the black experience, the culture, or even appealed to, even if they were not intended to do that. So we talk about that. Then we adding on films, that may not have been made for a black experience at all, but it was somehow adapted and adopted into the culture, some way, shape, or form, whether it be the music, through music, hip hop music, or whatever. Perfect example would be Scarface. Scarface was not made to appeal to a black audience. It wasn't made to appeal to, like specifically, or the black experience, right? But it got adapted and adopted by the culture and became one of the most famous films in black culture cinema, which is funny, but it did. And that was one of those films that was like, what? You haven't seen Scarface? Man, revoke your black card. Ironic, right? But so we'll get into that. Also, we'll talk Super Bowl. Not the sport itself, but not the game, but we're going to talk about Super Bowl halftime performance, Super Bowl commercials. I put a poll question up. Are the Super Bowl commercials better or worse now? Given the technology, the content, the era, I want to say I have my answer, and I put the poll up. I want to see what people think. I mean, of course, I'm going to, probably most people probably guessed, and I'm going to say they're worse. They're not, to me, they lack creativity. And that's funny because we are in the most creative era, or we should be in the most technologically creative era ever. Yet, to me, the commercials are way less creative. I don't know. Maybe the technology makes you lazy. It doesn't spark creativity from the actual computer, the real computer, the one that's in your head, the brain. So that the brain is the design, the blueprint for a computer. So that's a question, a poll I'd like everyone to take as you come into the chat room. Speaking of which, shout out to Joseph Tanner, of course. Anyone else comes through on the chats, we definitely appreciate you. Check us out, like, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends. If you want to support the channel, put the Cash App up there. Send us a super chat. We appreciate it. We got to keep the lights on. Keep going and giving you this content. So, so that's what we'll talk about. We'll get into that. Also, before we get started, we shout out to, not a shout out, but a rest in peace shout out to the great Ivan Reitman, who just recently passed away. He's the original producer, director of the Ghostbuster franchise, which, we just had Ghostbusters Afterlife, where his son wrote and directed. And it was a really good outing. Good showing for him. Good showing. So now Ivan Reitman has passed away. Seems like it was just like he passed away in his bed, sleeping or whatever, peacefully. So our condolences goes out to the family of director Ivan Reitman, and his family directly, his son. So we definitely send our condolences to them. What else is going on? He died at 75. He was 75 years old. Not very old. But so let's do that. What else we got? The Super Bowl halftime performance, which I have to say was, and we'll talk more about it, but I thought it was a very solid, very, very solid performance. One of the best performances only, and I'll tell you why. Not because some, crazy things was flying all over the place and all types of things were blowing up or whatever, but it was a solid performance. And what I'll tell you my reason. We'll get into that. And of course, you got your people that just want to hate and throw darts at it. And the funny thing is, this was the first time that every act on this bill was considered a hip hop artist. Like they've released records in the hip hop genre. It was only hip hop artists. It was no pop artists. They usually sprinkle in a pop artist here and there. If you want to say Eminem is a pop artist, he crossed over to be a pop artist, but he is a hip hop artist. So, they all became pop artists at some point because their music got very popular. But they are hip hop artists. Mary J. Blige actually could, her music created an entire new genre of music. But in that genre is hip hop. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then we never realized that. But yeah, hip hop took center stage that night, and it really represented. Shows you how far this genre of music has come. It was a genre that no one thought would last. It was a genre that was fought, protested, tried to be banned. Never thought it would last. And now it's center stage at the Super Bowl with actually the person who orchestrated and coordinated it all and helped make it happen also started as a hip-hop artist, Jay-Z. The person who, after he, got in with the NFL and started taking over the halftime shows and, so Jay-Z actually helped make history by doing that. Very interesting. Overlooked, I think. And we'll just talk about some of the great upcoming films and trailers and things that's just been happening. Some of those TV spots were pretty cool. Let's get into it. Box Office Mojo, nothing really this week that's like crazy. At the box office. Let's see. This weekend, February 11th to the 13th, Death on the Nile pulled in about 12.9 million. Jackass Forever, Jackass movie, made $8 million. So they got $8 million worth of people going out there to see a bunch of people do stuff that you can actually see them do it now on the internet for free. But so it's probably more of a nostalgia thing. Jackass started all of that craziness, doing just crazy stunts and, Marry Me, which is actually also streaming on Peacock, made 7.9 million in the box office. It's now streaming on Peacock for people who would like to see it and doesn't want to go out to the theaters like myself. And Spider-Man No Way Home still hanging in there in the top 5. 7.5 million is again. It's only like I saw something about it. I thought it passed Avatar already. They were talking about it's only like 1 million away from finally beating Avatar or something like that. I have to look into that. But Black Light also comes in at number 5. Let's bring Ralph in. Ralph, what's going on?
Hello, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day.
I want to say again,
where's my damn chocolate?
Your chocolate, yeah, right. I also want to say to people, obviously, I'm still a little under the weather. You know, last time I was on, you guys, I made it known that I had COVID, and I was at the time I was in a hotel trying to, isolate, and then a few days after that, I ended up in the hospital. So I was there till yesterday. So, I'm still not really camera ready. So,
did you break out of the hospital?
No, they kicked me out. I didn't have to break out. They, I did my COVID. I call it the COVID cocktail that they give you treatment. I was really in there because my asthma, because I didn't have bad COVID at first at all, really. My asthma started kicking in, and I developed pneumonia. So when I went in there, they suggested I stay, and they gave me some of the COVID cocktail. It's a 5-day treatment. It's like remdesivir or something like that. It's called, and it's basically like a 5-day treatment. I've intravenously go straight to the head, straight to the to the veins, and it helps treat COVID. It's really just like Theraflu. It's like Tamiflu for COVID. That's basically what it is. For at least for this version of COVID, the Omicron. So, yeah, I mean, I just want to shout out everybody who sent some well wishes and prayers and positive energy in my direction. It was well received and much appreciated for everybody. A lot of people posted on my timeline and just showing me love and get better, bro, blah, 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 positive energy, positive thoughts. And that stuff helps, because when you're sitting in a isolated room and, you're like the plague, you're like the outbreak monkey, even the nurses don't want to come in. They don't even want to talk to you. You're like, the nurses don't even want to come in there. You stuck in there.
No, we're not going there.
The nurses come in. Yeah, all right. They'll come in and they don't want to touch nothing, and they tell, it's contaminated. Like take it. So you just sit in there and you just really have a lot of time to yourself and your thoughts. So reading nice comments from people, childhood friends and friends that I met when I was adults, and acquaintances and co-workers and things like that I've worked with people, fellow filmmakers. Very encouraging. That's what the internet's all about, in my opinion. That's where social media is at its peak. That's what it's, you know what I mean? That's when it's really like you say, this is a great invention, So thank you, everybody. Just wanted to throw that out there. So yeah, man, what do you think about Jackass making $8 million at the box office? When, I mean, really, it's like you see Jackass, or you could just, open up TikTok and see a bunch of people doing stupid stuff.
Oh, okay. I was hanging out with a friend of mine and some friends of mine on Friday, and they were watching that MTV show Ridiculous. I think it was called Ridiculous, which is kind of like Jackass. Yeah, it's called Ridiculous. It's kind of like,
okay, never heard of it.
Yeah, it's kind of like Jackass.
It's like Jackass, probably on steroids.
No, actually, it's not even on steroids. They're just really dumb folks. Where at least Jackass, they're coming up with some sort of skit to try to be funny. Yeah, stunt. These are just people that just doing stupid stuff. Basically, like I basically would call it like a step up from America's Funniest Home Videos. That's what I would call it. Yeah.
Okay.
I will admit I am not a fan. I was not a fan of Jackass when it came on MTV. I never watched it. I just thought it was
Yeah.
dumb. And
Mm-hmm.
then one night, I caught the original Jackass movie on HBO. When I did think some of the stunts are funny.
Yeah.
I saw Jackass 2. I thought the first hour was pretty good, but it shouldn't have been any longer than 60 minutes. Having it at 90, 100 minutes is too long because now
Right.
the stunts going on way too long. But right now, I think we all could use some laughs. We all could
Okay.
use some laughs. So that it made some
Fair.
money. Okay, okay. Because some of the stunts that they do really are funny.
Yeah.
Even in the trailer, they had one thing where they're going to go buy a taco, where this giant hand comes out, like this hand is like 6 feet tall, comes flying out of the window. That's it's funny.
Right.
But at some point, when if you don't want to keep seeing the same thing, someone getting slapped with a hand, someone getting hit in the ball, someone like, okay, we've seen enough of this. Let's yeah.
Now
It's
Death
not.
on the Death on the Nile, that had kind of like a pretty big cast, right?
Yeah, it has a big cast in it. It's a sequel to Murder on the Orient Express. It's a sequel to
Oh, that's what it is. I did not realize that.
Yes, it's a sequel while also being a remake at the same time.
Really?
Daisy Ridley, I saw is in the movie. Kenneth Branagh is back as the detective, so
Right.
it has a really really good cast.
Okay.
I wasn't surprised that the opening this weekend was soft because I'm sorry, you don't open a movie. Certain things you don't open a movie against. You don't open a movie against Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Don't
you
do it.
can't do that. That's not no.
You can't do it. It had better be something of it better say Marvel in front of it or Star Wars or Harry Potter or something in order for people
Exactly.
to see it. So I don't know why they scheduled it this weekend of not only the Super Bowl but Valentine's Day weekend. It's not a Marry Me makes more
Not that,
sense to open
right.
up March
Mary makes more
Madness.
sense to open during Valentine's Day. Yeah. Which I didn't watch it yet, but I heard it was actually not a bad
Not
movie.
interested.
Yeah,
I'm not
I'm gonna
really
watch it.
interested in Jennifer Lopez's movies.
Mhm.
I mean, some of her movies I'm not going to hate on Jennifer Lopez. Some of her movies I do generally like. I like The Wedding Planner. I thought it was
Yeah.
quirky. I did like some parts of Monster in Law. I thought some
Mhm.
parts were funny, and certainly
Yeah.
I liked Out of Sight. That's the best movie she's ever made. Well, beyond
Mhm.
that, and Hustlers. But I'm not a real
Mhm.
big Jennifer fan, so to speak.
I mean, I'm not a
Um,
big Jennifer fan, but I don't know. There was something about this movie. I don't know why. I mean, I don't
I
like
did
rom coms. I never liked rom coms, but
that.
I think the
That
dynamic
depends.
of it. I like that they how they're implementing the modern day era of things and
Yeah,
into the storyline. So like with the whole, it's really heavy on social media stuff. She's basically like a superstar of today. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
social media stuff, and it's like if this story of this fan or whatever who has a sign that says "marry me," and she's just so fed up with everything, and it's and she decides to do it because she's fed up with the relationships
her
and
current
thing,
dude.
current relationship and things that's just going on. She just says F it and does it. Something like that would be kind of intriguing to follow, and it would be followed via social media. So that's
Yeah,
the element of it that I thought was cute. That I'm like,
yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Maybe the reason why I don't want to see it because I'm not a big fan of Owen Wilson.
Me neither. I'm
Uh,
not a big Owen Wilson fan,
I'm
but
no.
he did win me over, re-win me over, um, for Loki in the Loki show.
Oh Lord, because it's a Marvel property. Say, oh yeah,
Well, I mean, he just did good as the character. So, um, he did. I mean, I was never big on him too. But the thing about him is, he's the type of guy. He's that actor that he is the right actor for this role because he's that regular Joe Schmo guy. There's nothing, particularly
He's a schmuck.
overly attractive about him, you know what I mean, or whatever the case may be. He's just kind of a dumpy looking regular guy. He represents that regular guy, and to me, this is more like, to me, the dynamic between him and J Lo, meaning like the opposite of tracks, is even more so than, say, remember the movie that Seth Rogen did that was similar like this too, where he always does movies like that where his leading woman is usually out of his league, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so he usually does stuff like that. That's like his MO. He likes to be that leading guy that has like the woman that's out of his league, so to speak. But Owen Wilson really fits this role, just some regular dude. And the guy that she's dating, the guy that she's dating in the movie, he's this really good looking dude, and he's just, he's a superstar like her, or whatever, So I think that's very relevant today, and that's what intrigues me. I'm gonna watch it. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I might sit down with the family and watch it. But
maybe for me another day. When it comes,
I mean, it's not a Valentine. I didn't make it a point to make it like a Valentine movie, but it is a Valentine's movie. It is released the right way. They released it the right weekend.
Very, very true.
And I thought it was kind of smart to counter the Super Bowl by putting it on Peacock after the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that was smart. So you don't have to go out to the movies and see it. You can watch it on Peacock right there after you watch the Super Bowl. Yeah. Another smart move was the Bel Air show, which also premiered after the Super Bowl on Peacock. I did not get a chance to really break my notes down for the show. I saw some of it. I think it's going to be interesting. I'm intrigued on the angle and the imaging of it. I'm intrigued. I'm just going to say this to everyone. Full disclaimer. Please, and I know this is almost an impossible action that I'm asking of you. Do not go into this with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in your mind. You can't. You just can't. There are elements there, of course, because it's based on it. People, please understand, it is a re-imaging of the show. It is not a comedy. It is not a situational comedy. It is a drama series.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's serious. So you need to understand, go into it without that other stuff in your mind. It has to be in your mind because the only thing that has to be in your mind is just for the fact that it's repiecing together a story that you already know, but you don't really know. Because yes, we know that Will was in West Philly. We know that he got into a fight on the basketball court. That was all in the song, the theme song. Right? And he had to move to Bel Air.
Right.
We know that. But now you're going to get all the detail of actually what happened at the fight, how it happened, when it happened, how dangerous it got. And you're also going to get some more elements of some of the characters that we already know. Carlton, Uncle Phil. The Uncle Phil character is a complete re-image. So, I heard all the jokes when they first saw it. I'm going to need Uncle Phil to pick up about 200 pounds. That's what people say. But this is a re-imaged Uncle Phil. This is more, he's more of a, a healthier, strong black man, strong black roots. And, I think if I remember correct, he's like in a fraternity and, he's like Still Uncle Phil, but they just
Different
really
Uncle
are.
Phil.
Yeah, he's different, but still Uncle Phil.
Is
So it's
Carlton
gonna.
going to do his dance though? I mean,
Nope.
I mean, but
I wouldn't
if you,
expect it.
but if they put it in there, would you say, okay, that's just like what if they put him like someone in there doing a dance? He says that's stupid, that's dumb.
I could
That's
see them. I could see them
like someone
poking.
like mocking it.
Right, right. I could see them poking fun at it, or saying, yeah, as a tongue in cheek thing, just to say, yeah, you know. It's just, but to me, it's just like when Don Cheadle made his appearance as War Machine. After we knew that Terrence Howard was replaced by him, it was a very subtle "get over it" type of line that he says to Tony or whoever he says it to, but it was a subliminal shot to the audience, like, yeah, I'm here, get over it. You know what I'm saying? So I can see them doing it like that,
Yeah.
because that is clearly comedy, and what you don't want to do, you don't want to go down that slippery slope of trying to input elements of comedy into it. The funny moments in this show need to be natural funny moments, not
If
comedic
any.
funny moments, if any. If any. Because I mean, real life drama and all does have funny moments in real life.
Yeah.
You know, that's part of real life. Just because you'll never see a drama that doesn't have nothing funny in it. At least one funny moment. It could be an awkward moment. It could be whatever. But you hardly ever see a drama or a drama series where, because to me it's not relatable if it's not something in there. But it can't be written comedy. It can't be a beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It can't be a beat. It just has to happen. If you
Yeah,
know,
it's got to be a laugh in there, at least one laugh in there somewhere.
there
Where
will
something
be.
that happens, you're like, ooh,
There will
and
be.
then you go back.
Yes, there will be. It's not going to be, it's not going to be, I can't even think of a show that's a drama show that doesn't have at least something that happened. Even Law and Order. Law and Order has moments in it where you're like, huh, that was funny. And I mean, it wasn't really written to be, you know what I'm saying? It was writing comedy in a drama is so much harder because it has to feel natural. It can't be forced. That's all I can say. If you're in a drama, and then if we're watching this as a drama series, and then out of nowhere, the guy who plays Carlton has been a serious character. He comes out of nowhere and he starts doing the "it's so unusual" dance. That's forced. That won't be funny. That won't work. That's not gonna. I don't think that would land.
Now he'll be doing something with some sort of trap music. It'll be a dance to some sort of trap music,
Yeah.
like Migos or somebody. He's doing a song.
Now, if they're at a party and he's typically stuck up, stuffy type of dude, and he get a little drink and gets loose, now that's a natural funny scene,
right?
You see, it's like, oh, okay, Carlton got loose now. Now he over here, he dancing to trap music and took his shirt off. You know what I mean? Like whatever. That's a natural funny moment. That happens to everyone. We all have witnessed our friends get drunk that we don't normally see them get drunk. That's funny. That's a funny, real moment. So we'll see. Let's move on. But I think it'll be real funny. What was the list he was talking about, Joseph? He said Universal Pictures, Stephen King's Firestarter.
Yeah, I saw it.
He did mention about that. Okay, fine. Yeah, we'll talk. We'll go into that. Let's start with the topic. We'll get to that. Let's start with First topic, we'll go ahead and just start off with Super Bowl stuff. Let's start with the halftime show. Get that out the way. So yesterday, obviously, the Super Bowl, the Los Angeles Rams became the Super Bowl champions for a second time in their franchise. First time under Los Angeles moniker because they were in St. Louis when they won it the first time. Um, so congratulations to the Los Angeles Rams. Um, good game. Congratulations to the Cincinnati Bengals for getting there.
I'm sorry, I gotta take getting there, but they did cheat. I'm sorry, that touchdown shouldn't have been a touchdown. No, that was clear pass interference.
But they didn't cheat to get there.
No.
I said congratulations for getting there.
I say yeah, but that touchdown they actually got should not have counted. I don't know what was with the refs, like why he couldn't see that he grabbed his face mask.
Grabbed his face mask. Yeah, he did. He did. So but that's that. But it is what it is. They didn't win anyway. So it's really more of a violation if they would have won.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So.
I get Cincinnati.
But they played a good game though. They did play a good game. They played a good defensive game, and then it was just to the point where they had to, Stafford was just forcing it into Cup because that was the only guy he had. And then the guy that was his guy, and he stepped up and got the job done. He got MVP as well deserved. But anyway, so Super Bowl halftime shows up, and for the first time, like I said at the top of the show, it was all hip hop acts headlining this was for the first time. I've never realized that. There was not one other genre act in this set. So they come, and it's pretty much hosted by Dr. Dre and his proteges. All right, they do this whole Compton, almost like a house block party type of vibe that they did, and I thought it was very, very well put together. It was like you were in Dr. Dre's home because it's like his studio where he's like overlooking everything, and he's on the boards, and he's making sure everything is niced up, just like he says in the song, taking my time to perfect the beat, but I still got love for the streets, and it's the same deal, right? Very, very excited. Snoop Dogg leading the charge, Mary J. Blige, a little surprise cameo from 50 Cent. He wasn't on the bill.
Yeah, that was surprised. He was like, "Is that 50 Cent?"
Yeah,
he's upside down. I was
like,
"Ooh."
He reprises what he did in the original. First time you ever saw 50 Cent with Death Row and Dr. Dre and all of them was in the club video. Upside down. Kendrick Lamar also said Mary, and Eminem, of course. So, okay. For me, I said at the top of the show that it was one of the best, and I'll tell you why. Not because it was so super spectacular and things flying and blowing up and whatever. It was one of the best because all of the artists performed the right songs. The set list was very tight. It was right for the moment. It was appropriate. Wasn't too controversial. No, they did all the clean versions of the song. It was very, excitement, had nice presentation to it. Kendrick Lamar's performance was really nice.
Yeah,
very
I was
creative.
Like, wow.
Very creative. The lighting show for it was nice. Gave you that bird's eye view of the Compton. It was like a map of Compton, basically, from the top down. And then they're at this house that's like They're all in their own little rooms of this house. Snoop Dogg standing on the top, Dre up there just overlooking everything. The mastermind. Now, what people need to understand and remember, every single person that was up there, with the exception of Mary J. Blige, has been directly infected by Dr. Dre. Every single person up there. And here's another thing pointed out by Tony Perez. Shout out to Tony Perez. Every single person up there came from nothing. Nothing. Eminem, Trailer Park Trash. 50 Cent from Jamaica, Queens, shot 9 times, should be dead. Yeah. Kendrick Lamar from Compton area, comes from the gutter. Dr. Dre from Compton, nothing, had nothing. Mary J. Blige from the projects of Yonkers, right? Snoop Dogg, a gangbanger, probably should be dead.
Yeah.
Long Beach, California.
Should have been in jail. You could say,
should have been in jail. Could have been in jail. Should have, whatever you want to call it. He lived the life of a real gangster, gangbanger for the Crips. Okay? If you put all that in perspective and you see all these people standing triumphantly at the end, that is the American dream. Period. If there is ever and the genre that they did it through, a genre that was protest, banned, never said it would work, criticized.
It's gonna last.
Never thought it was gonna last. Never said it was gonna last. A genre that became a culture and a way of life. A culture that only people like those people up there could understand and relate to. Because Eminem obviously is not black, but he is hip hop culture, because the culture embraced him and it gave him an out. It gave him a creative outlet to express his frustrations, his, everything, his fears, his what's the word? His insecurities and everything. So that, and for that reason alone, and the fact that, they sounded good, they didn't overexert themselves, they didn't go crazy. These people, half of them, they in their 50s, you know what I'm saying, 40s and 50s, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm not out here going nuts now. Dr. Dre, let's not forget, Dr. Dre is recovering from a stroke, a year or so ago. Mm-hmm. He's back in, Dre looked like he was having a lot of fun.
He probably was. He probably said, I ain't never did nothing like this.
And what I also want to point out from the beginning, the reason why this happened is because Jay-Z, who also is from the hip-hop culture, came up through the hip-hop culture, as he did the deal with he runs the halftime shows. He is the coordinator or whatever his title is, president, coordinator, whatever. So he actually made that happen. So he helped make history. I have to give them credit, man. It was a solid show.
A few things I would have liked to have seen. One I thought would have been fitting, since they did he did the few bars. I'm Not Mad at You by Tupac.
Yeah,
I would have liked to have seen him actually have Warren G do Regulate, and you hear Nate Dogg coming out that. And this morning I was watching First Take, and Stephen A. Smith was talking. He said the only thing he would like to see is if Method Man came out and him and Mary did All I Need to Get By. I
Yeah,
was like, I didn't even think about that, but
that
yeah,
would have been that would have been
that would have been
cool.
awesome. Because
That
because
would have been
because
cool.
because then with 50 there, then you have the power from
Yeah,
Power.
you got the whole from the Power universe, and yeah,
Right.
I could have saw that. That would have been nice.
Yeah.
That would have been a nice addition to
That
her
yeah,
set of
that would
songs
have.
because she did was the one that Dre produced for her, and
Yeah.
then she did the No More Drama, which is one that she always does. That's a very
I was like,
personal
damn,
song to her.
Mary Styles that big? Like, damn.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe it was just the boots. But I was like,
maybe,
man,
maybe. And you got people throwing darts at her and saying, "Oh, she should." The what? I'm like, Mary looked fine.
Mary
Like,
looked damn good, man.
exactly. Like, what are
I was
y'all
like, oh,
doing?
leave Mary J.
People
Blige alone.
throwing darts at her. They wanted to. You have to have some people there's a lot of butthurt people out there. Surprisingly, I guess they're just people that hate hip hop, and they were like, "Oh, this show sucked." Yeah, and I'm just sitting there like, how can you say that it sucked? If you're not a fan of hip hop, I understand. But what did they do that you actually say that it sucked? I mean, it was entertaining. It
Yes.
was it was you know it was appropriate, nothing crazy. And then of course the one so-called you got the people now to complain about it is Eminem took the knee at the end. They say, oh, you had to
Not a
find a
big
way
deal.
to make it political.
Yeah,
You know,
and right. Well, look, he does lose a
yeah,
song where he says, "You get one chance,
yeah.
never let it go." If this is one chance, then
Mm-hmm.
hell yeah. Especially
Do
after
it.
they came out saying that the NFL asked them not to do it. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, I'm still going to do it. What are you going to do to me? What can you do to me? Ask me not to come back?
So what? Yeah.
So what?"
This is
But see,
Eminem completely made his career off of basically
pissing people
flipping
off,
the bird to everybody.
so he didn't care.
Yeah. Why would he care? He would be the one to do it.
Right.
You know.
But now that I'm thinking about it, there's one more thing I think I would have liked to have seen. And because it was LA, I would have liked to seen Ice Cube come up there, and maybe
Yeah.
you had like an NWA mini
Right.
reunion.
I thought
That would have
I
been hot.
thought about that, but I think that they wanted to keep it as appropriate as possible. And I think that they didn't want to bring up anything that would even be considered controversial. The name alone, NWA, is
Yeah,
controversial.
yeah.
You know, so that's why they didn't remember. Snoop Dogg just took over Death Row. They didn't even mention Death Row. They didn't even mention the name.
Well, they probably
And
weren't.
basically, huh?
Whether that happened, they probably weren't. But the songs they play all come from Death Row.
Right, they
So,
all come from
so
Death
you
Row.
know
But I'm
it
just
was
saying,
Death Row.
right? You know it's from Death Row. But what I'm saying is they were very strategic to keep it appropriate.
Yeah.
So that's why I understand not having Ice Cube. And Ice Cube was never down with Death Row anyway. He was, part of Ruthless at one point, and then when he left. But that the NWA era, it would have been great. But at the same time, that's something more reserved for an after party. You know, an NWA reunion after party performance.
I'm sure that happened somewhere last night.
Probably did somewhere.
That happened somewhere last night. Because LA has been on fire since last
LA
night.
was lit, man.
They having the biggest time in LA right now. It's too bad.
Lit over there.
It's too bad I'm not getting back till another month. Because man,
but I tell you though, bro.
Happens this week.
I'm gonna tell you this,
man.
A lot of my boys from over there and my peoples up here, they was like, listen, you're gonna come out here, it's gonna have fun. He's like, but you gotta be careful though. If you're not from here, the stick up kids and everything else is lit up out there. You better go where you gotta go and get there and get back. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Like don't go off the path. because you will get jacked by somebody. And them cats is, Ice Cube, I mean, Ice T put out a fair warning, Terry. He said there's over 50,000 active gangs in this area of of California. So people need to. He's like, especially these rappers that think they're gangsters.
Yeah, you're gonna get your cars pulled this
Yeah,
weekend.
and that's what happened. Kodak Black got shot at a Justin Bieber event. Kodak Black gets shot like in the leg or something like that at a Justin Bieber event, of all things. Like these rappers come out here thinking you on some gangster rapper stuff. These guys are actually gangsters.
Yeah, we the real people.
Right.
We
That's
not
what
we
they
not
do.
playing.
They wake up, they go to sleep, they gang banging. They sell drugs, they rob people. That's how they make their money.
They shoot
They don't
people.
punch a clock. Right. If you're lucky, you won't get killed. If you give up the money that they want or whatever they're trying to get from you, if you're lucky, you won't get killed. You live to get jacked another day. But
And now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, there is one more thing I would have liked to have seen. And maybe this is a more sentimental thing, but because it is in Los Angeles, if Kendrick Lamar would have did one of his tracks from Black Panther as a tribute to Chadwick Boseman,
that'd been cool.
That would have
that'd been cool because I'm gonna be honest with you. That's what I thought.
Mask on.
That's what I thought he was going to do.
I would have lost. I've been like, wow.
I thought he was going to do that one song, the one All the Stars.
Yeah.
That's what I thought he was going to do. Because I was trying to rack my brain. What song is Kendrick going to do that's going to be safe for this set? But the song he picked was good though.
We're gonna be
that
all
was
right.
That was a good one.
That was it fit. It fit too.
It did fit. It was excellent song choice. But I would have been okay with that. That would have been nice. That would have been nice. I agree with you there. I would have been on board for that.
Yeah.
So
I'm not going to complain. I mean, there's other things I would like to see, because one other thing that a lot of times you don't see when they do these, when Dre does his shows, some of the other people like Warren G don't get any type of spotlight. Like, would I have been cool if Lydia Rage came up there and she did Afro Puffs for a couple of seconds? Yeah, I mean,
I just think they just didn't have the time.
Yeah,
the time just is so limited. You got to get in your hits. You got to get in, because you already had Mary J. Blige, who's not a part of the Death Row family, but she's worked with Dre and she's Mary. It's like, okay, you don't go wrong with her. So, but it was overall great performance.
I'm just saying. See, now my brain's like I said, one more thing that would have been kind of cool, right? Is if Dre brought Eve up there and she did "Let Me Blow Your Mind," that Dr. Dre track. She's certainly in town doing their TV show. That would have been kind of cool. But look, those are like the wishes, like if it was like a half hour. Yeah,
if it was a half hour and you want to bring it, yeah, exactly. But the way they did it,
15 minutes.
They kept it nice and condensed. And 50 was a nice surprise alone, because I did not expect him to be.
I ain't see that one coming.
Yeah, I see that coming. So with him, boom, boom, and it's just like I said. But look at take out Mary J. Blige. Look at the pecking order. They all are directly affected by Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre with Snoop, Dr. Dre with Eminem and Kendrick Lamar, and Eminem directly to 50 Cent.
Yeah.
So right then and there, it's like, I like that. And hip hop stood triumphant at the end, and they hit a home run. So that's why, I don't know. I'll have to go back and reevaluate all the other performances to say where I put this performance. but it's definitely in a top something.
It's
I just don't know what.
I got it around. Really, I got it like around number 4.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think you're beating Prince in the rain.
No,
I'm sorry.
no one. To me, no one beats Prince doing Purple Rain in the
The
rain,
rain. It just impossible.
risking his life actually out there with all that electronic equipment and stuff like that. He really should have shut it down. He
He said,
shouldn't have did it.
nah.
He shouldn't have did it, and he did
But
it.
he did it.
Michael Jackson, of course, is up there. Michael Jackson kind of started all of this. Like he really kind of started that superstar performances at halftime. Because before him, it was all kind of like boring,
real boring. Like really, if you say who was before Michael Jackson, you're like, I don't even know.
You don't know, like
you don't know.
Disney halftime, and
right? Like the army marching band or something.
Yeah, exactly. So it was really like kind of boring.
And then
he started. He basically started people not changing the channel during the Super Bowl halftime.
And then I had to give it to Beyonce, but I'm giving Beyonce because he was saying Beyonce when she was out there with
Which
Coldplay.
performance? The first one?
No,
or the second one?
The solo performance. When at their performance, the lights go out and realistically changed the way that game was going. Because
well, wasn't that the first
one? It was a 40-minute delay.
That was the one with Destiny's Child. That wasn't the solo.
Okay, I thought the first one. Okay, but the solo one that she did, but she brought Destiny's Child. But when the lights went out, and they were like, there was like a 40-minute delay that really stopped the 49ers from winning. Because they could have won, and then the momentum just went away. The one with Cole, like a lot of people put that one where she was up there with Coldplay as like, it was okay.
Nah. Yeah,
nah.
I like Bruno's performance too. His Bruno Mars's performance the first time.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to really, really get somebody stupendous to beat Prince.
Mm-hmm.
And it's either got to be a Madonna, a Lady Gaga. One thing about certainly shout out to all of them. I say because the one thing I'm glad they didn't do, which I thought they were going to do for a minute, was have that hologram of Tupac.
I'm glad they didn't do that.
I'm glad they didn't do that. I was like,
I did not want to see a hologram of anybody really, including Tupac.
Yeah, I was so happy. I was like, please don't do that. Don't do that. But they did. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And shout out to that guy that played for Cincinnati that snuck out time to watch the show.
Yeah,
he was like,
kicker.
I don't care, man. You know you got cut today though, but you had a good time.
Man, he did his job though. That kid ain't missed all year, and he came in the Super Bowl and did what he was asked to do. He did his job.
He did, but he said, "I'm not missing this. I'm not missing this. No way."
So wrapping this topic up, my one plea to the NFL, and maybe with Jay in there, he can make it happen. It's time for redemption.
Yeah.
Give Janet Jackson the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Ask her back and give her the entire performance by herself. It's the redemption halftime Super Bowl performance.
Yeah, I agree.
Let her do what she has to do. Now that the air has been finally addressed in her, in her documentary, and everything is out there. Justin Timberlake snake ass has been exposed. Everything's out there. It's time to move forward and close this chapter, and it's time for a redemption performance. It has to happen.
Yeah.
It has to happen. Come on, NFL, Jay-Z, get on that. I think Janet would do it, and it would be a perfect wrap-up, perfect, it would be perfect.
Yeah, I agree. I think she deserves it. And Jay, listen, man, I already know what you're thinking. You're thinking maybe get Janet Jackson. Would we like to see a battle between Janet and her dance troupe against your wife and her dance troupe?
We don't need that.
I don't know, man. I'm saying
I want to
you
give
know what?
Janet
It,
needs to have that performance to herself.
but if they do it,
No
it
guests.
won't be next year. It'll be when it's in Vegas in
Yeah,
2024.
put
Put
it in
Janet
Vegas.
in that bill.
Yep, that's perfect. Put Janet on that one in Vegas,
Yeah.
and at the same time, you'll have because she got a house in Vegas. You know what I mean? Like she's made a home there before. So yeah, that's a perfect call, Ralph. That's where it should be. Get on that now, Jay
Yeah.
Z. Get her set up. That gives her plenty of time to do it. Janet Jackson will destroy that shit.
Yeah.
And she will do that. And she will do probably, she'll do all her hits, obviously. She might do the little performance with Michael, the scream, like she did on the award show. I could see her doing that in it.
Nah, I think if she did it, she would definitely do um, Rhythm Nation, probably All for You. Um, hmm. Oh, I mean,
Definitely
I
Control,
think that.
Rhythm
Yeah, I
Nation.
think you gotta do Control. I think you also gotta do What Have You Done for Me Lately. Particularly
Yeah.
that one, because like, what have you done for me lately? Like, I've
Yeah.
been going on time. What have you guys done for me lately? Oh, you
Yeah.
welcome me back. So I think she got like 5 or 6 that you
Rhythm
definitely
Nation.
got.
Maybe
Yeah, you got if gotta be there, But
All for Yous definitely would be in there.
Yeah.
Maybe get what's it called? And Escapade, maybe. That's one of those big, lot of colors and things going on in there. Like, something like it's gotta be something that can be implemented where you can have crowd participation and stuff like that in there.
Someone to call my lover. Someone to call like that one. Maybe that one.
Maybe. Just the big stuff.
What if she was to do Nasty, but she had it choreographed by Paula Abdul?
I don't think she would do Nasty. That's that's not safe enough.
Right. But okay, but what is she?
But you could do.
What is she
But
doing?
remember, Paula choreographed everything from that first album. So any one of those songs, "What Have You Done for Me Lately," that's still Paula Abdul.
Yeah.
Every single one of those songs, that was Paula. So "What Have You Done for Me Lately" would be more likely, or Pleasure Principle.
Yeah.
It would be more of one of those. I can see her doing that too.
Yeah, but certainly
Pleasure
Control.
Principle.
She got
Control would definitely be in there.
And I think if she
probably
did
started
Control,
with that.
Yeah, I think if she did Control, that's pointing directly to the NFL. Now
Yeah.
I got a lot. You say Control.
Yeah, she has to. That's what it was. That's what it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely. Not that's what it would be. And keep it nice like that. And let her go out the way she should have went out, not the way everything turned out.
Yeah.
And then she may, there you go. Perfect opportunity. She'll have gives her time to get some new music to drop right after, drop an album. Because that's the whole point of the Super Bowl halftime. No one gets paid for these performances. Your payment is the promotion. So, what you do is you get something together, get some music out. That no one gets paid ever for Super Bowl halftime performances.
Yeah, I'm sitting here as we're talking, and I'm looking at the Super Bowl halftime performances from the beginning, and it's just like you said, right? It didn't get good till Michael Jackson did it. But like 2 years before that, you had New Kids on the Block. They were up there with the Disney characters.
Yeah. So it really dumbed down their performance because the Disney characters are out there. It's like, get out of here.
Then a couple years later, you had this lineup sounded good: Patti LaBelle, Teddy Pendergrass, Tony Bennett, Miami Sound Machine. Why the hell you got Indiana Jones and Marion Ravenwood? Like, what the hell?
I'm telling you, man. They were trying so much, too hard. to try to
Now,
entertain, and
right
it
now,
just people
Diana
were just
Ross.
changing the channel.
Now, Diana Ross. Okay, that was good. Then you had the Blues Brothers. No,
Like no.
but
You
now
don't want
this year for in '98, it was Boyz II Men, Smokey Robinson, Martha Reeves and Temptations, Latifah, but then the Grambling State University Marching Band. Not bad. Then you got Gloria Estefan, Stevie Wonder.
Miami Sound Machine and all them.
Yeah.
You know, Michael Jackson really brought it to a superstar level. Where at
Well,
that
I
point
forgot.
they were like, we have to get nothing but superstars at this point.
Now I did forget about that one. The year I have to include that one. The year YouTube was up. YouTube was there. I can't forget about that one because that was right after 9/11, and they were doing one of their songs, and they rolled out all the names of the people that died in the attacks.
No, I mean that was big. But that's
Yeah.
Bono, man. Bono is he's just that guy.
Yeah.
So I that's awesome. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. But
McCartney.
Everyone else that was
Rolling
all the other
Stones.
ones was like,
Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
I forgot Bruce Springsteen.
I mean, he was a superstar. I'm just saying that was okay. Bruce was safe. Homegrown, guy, born in the USA.
Yeah, the Black Eyed Peas.
Black Eyed Peas was decent. They were a decent one.
Yeah, like I said, Beyonce with Destiny's Child. That was the one, man.
That was really good. Very good performance. She had one of the best, definitely.
Yeah,
she's definitely up there in the top 5. She's the top 5 to me. It's whatever way you want to arrange it. To me, it's from Prince on down. I don't care who else. To me, Beyonce's the one is in there. Michael, of course.
Yeah.
I did enjoy Bruno Mars's one. The one we just watched, I put that in there too. Yeah. And then you can rearrange them any other way. Looks like Kev is joined. What's up, Kev? Thank you for joining. What's up, brother?
What's going on?
Yeah. So, after the Prince performance, you could put them anywhere else, but Beyonce, not both of them. The first, I guess it's the first one.
It's the first one.
I don't remember which one. Yeah, it was the first one. Beyonce's performance definitely got to be in there. Michael, of course. And then, like I said, for me, some people may not have Bruno Mars, but I like the first one that he did. Thought it was really good. I think he handled himself very well. He handled that show very well. And the one we just watched, I put that up there. And and then the other ones you can kind of just go through, but to me, those were the best ones. To me, nothing beats Prince playing Purple Rain in the rain. Nothing beats that.
It's hard. It's gonna be super. I don't know who you really, because I had just said Madonna, Lady Gaga, but they already did the show. I don't know who you legitimately can get today that's going to top that.
There won't be.
Yeah.
Resurrect Michael Jackson. That's it. There's no. That's the only thing.
Now resurrect Elvis Presley, and maybe.
Yeah, right. Yeah, a whole concert of holograms. Thank God that they didn't do that, though. I'm so glad they didn't do the hologram for Tupac. I didn't want that. No. I'm glad that didn't happen. That stuff, they need to leave that alone.
Yeah.
That shit was funny not funny, but that was something that they experimented with, and some people liked it, but what happens is people go too overboard with it, and then now it's just you got people paying to go watch, and let's be honest now, we're living in literally the Matrix now. The metaverse is the Matrix. That's exactly what it is. So don't be surprised if they start creating all of that stuff and putting it into the metaverse. Where if you want to go
they have concerts in the metaverse.
Yeah, right. So where you'll be going in there to see a Tupac concert in the metaverse. going in as your meta self. It's literally the Matrix without being plugged in, and you are plugging in because they got the technology for you to, the virtual reality stuff. So you're plugging in to this metaverse, having concerts and stuff in there. It's
It's
insane.
it's
Buying
totally.
buying real estate in the
Hmm.
metaverse. You could be living in a freaking one room shack in real life and have a mansion in the metaverse.
Hmm.
It's
It's
like the
the
game
Matrix.
Sims.
It's the
Just like the
Matrix, bro.
game Sims.
Yeah. It's literally the Matrix. Real
No,
live.
it ain't the Matrix yet, but it will be.
It will be, yeah. It's set up. It's the framework for the Matrix. And pretty soon it will be the Matrix. Where the outside world will be uninhabited basically. And everybody will be in that's the way it's going. I couldn't believe my eyes and ears when I was just looking at it. I'm like, what? Oh, you could buy some prime real estate in the metaverse. What? People, oh yeah, we got celebrities that actually wear your merchandise in the metaverse. What?
Hmm.
And I'm sitting there like, and I'm literally, because with groupie and stuff like we're dealing with these type of things, NFTs and stuff like that, and with merchandise that we have, we're getting into it because you gotta look into it. You know, if it's some way where you can make money from it, which people are, you look into it. But it's just so ridiculous to me, and I'm just like, really? But bruh, there's people already. There's already people building film studios within the metaverse
Yeah, yeah.
already.
Forget that. You got that dumbass that's trying to build a film studio up in space that didn't even
Yeah,
have his ass whooped. Like what?
yep. Yeah. People making
And
meta
but
studios.
see, that makes sense because it's all gonna it's all gonna tie in together. Like the movie experience is gonna be totally immersive.
Right.
I mean, imagine you go to see a movie and you're actually in the film.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Well, yeah, if you're actually in the film, yeah. Or people also are gonna be, instead of going out to the movies, they're gonna go into the movie theater in the metaverse.
hmm
Dressed
No,
dressed like
no.
dressed dressed how they want to be dressed.
They ain't even gonna do that. You're gonna buy something and it's beamed directly into your head. That's what's gonna
Well, I
happen.
mean that's
It's gonna come
that
into
now we
the
talking
laser.
like Black Mirror stuff. Black Mirror
No,
Yeah.
talks like that.
but that newsflash, that's actually real because Elon Musk is already
Yeah, he's already doing it. Yeah, of course.
he's already doing that with the chip and with the microchip in your brain.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. Stuff that requires surgery, like really,
Yeah,
dude.
I don't think I would have surgery to put a
I
microchip in
would
my
do it.
Never. I
I
would
would do
never
it.
do that. No, I wouldn't. I would never do that.
Now maybe if
First of
they
all, I've been lucky enough to avoid any type of surgery ever in my life. I've never broken anything, knock on wood. I've never had to have anything taken out. I've never had to have anything put in. I've never had surgery ever in my life. I'm trying to keep it that way. I don't want it. I don't want surgery for
what
anything.
what I would consider though,
I've never even had to have a tooth pulled out
damn, you real
via
lucky.
surgery.
You real lucky. But what I would consider, only because they did it in the Matrix, is like if you put that chip in my brain, where I could like go on my cell phone and say learn how to ride a bike, and it goes right into my brain, like I don't have to take a class and then okay, maybe.
Man, you better take some in NTZ. Better take that that stuff that what was that movie called again? Uh the with Bradley Cooper.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Get that. Let's give me I do that. I'll just take the pill.
Even if it was a pill where I could
Yeah.
just look at something and learn how to do it, or touch it and learn how to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember if
Yeah.
I said, "Hold on a second, let me get this book on Tai Chi. Let's go."
Listen, I would do that with the first thing I would do is learn how to use every gun on the planet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you might be in a scenario where you don't have access to a gun, but you got
I
access.
think the first thing I would do is probably, yeah, I'd do things that would try to get rid of some of my phobia, like my aerophobia and stuff like that. I'd learn how to, flight simulator or something like that, something that's gonna help me, get over my fear of, flying and things like
Yeah.
that.
Well, that's simple. That's called Jack Daniels. Shit.
I know exactly. I know exactly what I do. The first thing I do is I learn how to be a pilot and put your ass in a plane
Yeah.
in an F-15. Let's go.
Nah, F-14 Tomcat.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's man.
They decommissioned all of those, so there's none really in active duty right now, which sucks. 'Cause
They're
I would
still
love.
around. The Blue Angels still got a couple of them when they do like
Oh
aerial
yeah,
shows and stuff.
yeah. You're right. You're right. Yeah, they do.
But man, yo, because people, when Top Gun hit, nice segue to our topic. When Top Gun hit, and you got that scene where Tom is back up in the F-14, you can be like, "What happened to that plane?" That is the most perfect plane I ever saw. Is that F-14
Listen,
Tomcat?
that sidewinder missile,
Yeah.
1,000 miles out, and bam, get you.
Yeah.
Boom.
So that is a good perfect segue. So Top Gun, there was a Top Gun Super Bowl spot, right? I'm changing the topic to the commercial.
I didn't see it. I
Yeah,
went.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
There was I think there was one. I mean, they didn't do much. They didn't do much to it. But because that movie keeps getting pushed back too.
Memorial Day.
Huh?
Memorial Day. It'll be out Memorial Day. I can't.
Maybe.
Wait. But it's about,
Maybe.
I'm gonna just sit there and say it's about damn time.
I don't think it's movie because I think that movie's in the can.
It always
It is in the can. It in the can. Yeah.
They keep pushing it back.
But I think they've been having some. They've been also been having some legal issues like with the Navy and stuff like that, like technicalities and red tape stuff. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It's just things that I don't know. It's like protocol stuff that they have to go back over and
Gotcha.
Before they put it out. Yeah. Stuff. That's part of it. What else? Super Bowl commercials. So I put a poll up, at the top. I said, listen, given the content, technology, everything that's now, Super Bowl commercials, are they better or are they worse? That was the poll. So my answer is they're worse. I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched the Super Bowl commercials last night. I mean, during the Super Bowl, and there was maybe not even a full handful of commercials that I was impressed by at all. And being that we're in the information age, in the age of technology, you would think better. There was a crypto commercial that basically just hacked the commercial of a freaking bouncing whatever that thing was.
I thought that was clever. That was dope.
I thought that was stupid. I was just like, I know what it was for, and then I know that you have to scan it. Yes, okay, cool. But I was just like, really? And then like he had the creativity's not there anymore. Some of them were cool. Some of them were cool.
On that one. because it was like watching your old computer screen when the screensaver comes up and the thing bounces around. I used to do that. I used to be hypnotized by that damn screensaver. They used to
I
bounce
sat
around.
in it was no way I was getting my ass up off my chair to walk into the TV and try to scan that stupid thing bouncing all over.
You could scan that thing from almost 20 feet away with your QR card thing. You just gotta.
I wasn't gonna pull my phone out to watch a commercial. I just wasn't gonna do it. I was just like,
I don't know how you even doing that when I go to restaurants and they say you
I'm
can
like,
scan the QR code to
yeah.
look at
Well,
the menu.
it doesn't. It wasn't a commercial. It just took you to the website
Right.
for Coinbase.
Right.
Yeah, that's too much work.
Yeah, that was just, to me, was whatever. I mean, yeah, okay. It was appropriate for the technology of today because that's how people use their phones now. So I get that. But that alone, to me, the only commercials that stood out to me was that one Super Bowl type commercial where they were playing the video games and the characters jumped out of the video game with the kids and tore up the house and that was fun. That was a fun one. The Meadow Soprano one, which that truck commercial. It was a truck commercial.
I like that one.
That one was cool. Driving, very nostalgic. Soprano, vibe. And then she actually met up with the brother at the end. That was nice. That one caught my eye. What else one? Wasn't many of them, to be honest with you. The cable guy one was good. That was great.
Yeah, that was kind of surprising. I was like, oh,
that was nice because it was a nice mix of nostalgia and today's technology. That was a nice balance because he's sitting there like, who hooked it up? Who hooked this up for you? And she's like, I did it myself. It's wireless. He's like, wireless, like he's like, so that was cool. I really enjoyed that one. I mean, and that's set aside the Marvel trailer. That's just movie trailers. So that's great. You can watch those on YouTube. So the TV spots, that's cool. I'm talking about actual commercials that are made, for these things. Oh, the Jones one was pretty cool.
That was dope.
Commercial.
That was dope.
With the Joneses. I like that one. I thought that was kind of funny. A freaking Jonas pulls up. They're looking like, what? Jonas? Get out of here.
Like the Joneses. Keep it up with the Jonas.
Keep up with the Joneses. He's like, yeah, he's keeping. I thought that was cool. You had Tommy Lee Jones. You had
I like them.
The thing I love about that. The thing I love about that was how Tommy Lee Jones was like, "Who are you?
Who are you?" Yeah. He's like, "Well, see if you keep up, whoever you are."
I kind of thought that when the last truck pulled up, that it was going to be Tom Jones. That's who I really thought.
That would have been cool. That'd have been cool.
If they would have did that, that would have been a wrap.
Cool. I mean, to me, the Jonas one was just like a funny little tongue-in-cheek thing that came up. Like, well, your name ain't Jones, it's Jonas. But it was cute. So I was okay with it. But it would have been cool to see Tommy Lee Jones. I mean, not Tommy Jones. Tom Jones. Yeah.
Yeah. And if he would have started singing,
yeah, that would have been funny. That would have been funny. That would have been classic. That would have been epic if he would have started singing.
Yeah.
So that was a creative one. That I was loving. I was liking that one. And I think that was it for me, fellas. That was those are the only ones that really stuck out to me. The one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, it was okay. When he's playing Zeus or whatever, it was all right.
I like that one too.
It was all right. A little over the top, but it was okay.
It tricked me because I thought it was a movie at first.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, to me now. Now, with that being said, I still, it still missed a lot of those fun, buddy, just fun in the sun Super Bowl commercials. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Like the creativity from back then. is just simple. But
The
let's not forget that
basketball,
the Super
the
Bowl.
basketball commercial. I used to love that commercial where they're bouncing the ball to the beat,
Yeah,
and they
or
throw it to the sides.
even freaking the Bud Bowl and
Yeah,
the Budweiser, the frogs and the things like these. They're simple concepts that you're like, oh my god, but they were funny and relatable and just and like I said, the what's up that became such a phenomenon
yeah.
because let's not forget the Super Bowl is an event where friends come together and they're having fun. It's a fun thing, right?
Yeah, but they're
So
still doing that.
no, they're not. No, they're not. Where did you see a commercial like that?
The people at the place are together having a good time.
Where? What are you talking about?
The people at the Super Bowl and the people at
Okay.
home watching the game.
Okay. They're not doing those commercials no more. That's my point.
They
They're
don't
not
have
doing that.
to. We're in a different time now. It's
No. It's the different time or not. The Super Bowl doesn't change. The concept of a Super Bowl doesn't change. Whether it's a Super Bowl party, or multiple Super Bowl parties that people are having at their houses, right? That's what the whole "What's Up" concept represents, right? Everyone was in their own apartments doing their own thing, but they're on the phone talking to each other. Now, obviously, because of technology, people don't talk on the phone no more. So, of course, but my point is that heart is missing from these commercials.
Not
That's
missing
what it
from
is.
the top. It
Of
is
course,
not.
it is. It is. None of these commercials really stuck out. What other than the one with the kids in the video game? What really truly one of these commercials that people are going to talk about 20 years from now? None of them. Not none. Not one of them. Whereas anybody who's followed Super Bowl commercials through the years will always bring up "What's up?" or bring up the Bud Bowl or Budweiser. People are going to bring that up. They're going to bring it up. It has a heart that just not there no more because everyone relies on technology. Technology makes you lazy and you don't think about nothing. All you think about is what it's going to look like. No, people think about what it's going to look like, not what it's going to feel like.
Yeah. Where's the beef?
Where's the beef? People are talking about, because the same things are always promoted during the Super Bowl. Cars, food, drink. That is the promotions in movies, right? Cars, automobiles, food, drinks, preferably an alcohol drink in a film. Those are the main things that will always be promoted. But in this one, we have cryptocurrency being, then you got space things going on and all this,
There is nothing, but there is nothing wrong with that. Well, it's like 5 years ago.
I didn't say there was anything wrong with it. I'm saying it's not better. That's all I'm saying. It's not better. It's missing heart.
It's not worse either.
It is worse. It's missing heart. It doesn't
missing heart.
It's
when
missing
you make a commercial.
I think it's missing creativity.
Definitely missing creativity, and it's missing heart. When you a commercial, an advertisement. Best advertisements are advertisements that make you feel something, not just to make you see something. Okay, perfect example: the Dove advertisements that run about self-worth and about feeling good on the inside. The commercials have nothing. They don't even really mention Dove, but it's a whole line of commercials where women are, sitting down and they're being drawn by a sketch artist, and they're describing to them what they think they look like. The sketch artist is not seeing them. And they're describing them what they think they look like. And it shows you how insecure you are about yourself when the sketch artist draws the picture. But then then they sat you with someone else, and that person described what you look like, and the picture looks much better, right? Perfect example, right? Those commercials invoke a feeling. And
They don't.
Kevin, stop. Those commercials evoke a feeling.
Not for everybody.
And it's one, but listen to me, Kev. It is the numbers prove it. It is the biggest campaign for Dove ever, money-wise, because that thing grabbed so many millions of people of how they felt when they watched it. It is one of the biggest campaigns ever. You can look it up. I did a full study on this. One of the biggest, not just for Dove, one of the biggest ad campaigns ever to produce revenue over something that didn't even mention the product.
Well, let's break. How long ago was this? When was this?
This is a few years ago.
Like
they started. It's a campaign that's been running for years. It still runs, but they started running it. Let's say 5 years ago.
Yep, and if it was 5 years ago, that if it was between 3 to 5 years ago, that's when Dove was fucking up.
Doesn't matter, bro. What I'm saying is this. That's not my point. My point is the approach of the commercial is what made
it didn't invoke anything for me because I stopped buying Dove products and still haven't bought Dove products.
You stopped buying. Okay, you stopped buying Dove products. But what I'm saying to you is, all I'm saying is this. My point of bringing it up is a commercial, a good commercial, is not just about what you see. It's about what you feel as well.
But
that is a true commercial. It's not a given because these commercials were not doing that. So it's not a given. It's not a given.
I'll tell you this
Which one of these commercials made you feel anything?
Okay,
other than the one with the kids.
I can tell you which ones made me feel something. All of them. You know what they made me feel? Laughter. They made me feel funny.
Laughter. You know how you get laughter, Kev? Fart. Laughter comes and goes. That means nothing. It made you feel laughter, but you won't remember that laughter.
Is it or is it not a feeling? Is it or is it not a feeling?
I didn't say it wasn't a feeling, but what I'm saying is
that was the emotion that it made me feel. It made me feel humorous. It made me feel light and fluffy. It made me feel comfortable while sitting in my house watching the game by myself and enjoying the game.
Exactly.
It gave me the fluff.
I mean, yeah. So that part of it is good, but my point of the conversation is.
But you said that these commercials don't make anybody have feelings.
I did not say that. You're misquoting me. I did not say these commercials don't make anybody feel anything. I said that these commercials lack the heart that some of the other commercials in the past
and I totally disagree because they do.
They definitely lack the heart and the creativity.
No, they didn't. They didn't lack creativity like the Jonas one. That's creativity. What's not creative about that?
That was kind of creative. I mean, was it groundbreaking creative? No. Right now,
what you're feeling right now.
Kev, no. Kev, let's strip this down, bro. Is it really rocket science to say, hell, let's have a commercial with a bunch of people with the last name Jones? Is that really rocket science, bro?
But Wes, even the old commercials was just an idea that somebody's like,
right. And you just answered my question too. They didn't reinvent the wheel with that. It's not like that was reinvented the wheel with that idea. They just
No,
updated.
they didn't. I didn't say they did.
Right.
But it's still
Okay. So
creative.
so that's fine. So does that really count if you're just kind of revamping an idea that's
Well,
been done?
how? You can call me Ray. You can call me Jay. You can call me Bay. Listen,
Mhm.
that even that commercial,
Yeah.
that was just somebody was like, hey, this might be funny. Let's try this, and
Yeah.
let's keep it a buck. What they're looking for, the emotion that they're looking to invoke is laughter. They're looking to make you feel funny. They want you to go into the office the next day and do exactly what we're doing right
Yeah.
now and
Right.
talk about commercials.
Exactly. No, I agree. I agree with that. Like I said, I'm not saying that they are all terrible. I told you the ones that in my mind stuck out to me that I thought was, but that's not a lot considering there's a lot of Super Bowl commercials that air during the Super Bowl.
Did
You
did
know,
they air the commercial
Really,
for Kenobi?
sorry, Ralph. I didn't mean to. What did you say, Ralph?
Did they air the commercial for Kenobi?
I don't think so.
I don't
Because it
know.
was supposed to air during.
I missed a lot of
You
I
know
missed
what?
a lot of movie and show commercials for some
You
reason.
you know what? No, you didn't miss anything because I only got up to go to the bathroom like maybe
Yeah,
once or
I don't know
maybe
what
twice,
happened. Yeah.
but they didn't show a lot. Like if you didn't tell me that
I
there was a
saw the
TV
Doctor
spot,
Strange one.
and that was
Yeah,
what
I
in the
saw
very
that one.
beginning. Was that before the national before the national before
Maybe.
Janaea Keough?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I saw the spot because the reason why I remember is because that was the only spot that they showed the Marvel zombie characters like from what if
Mm-hmm.
in in that movie in the Multiverse of Madness. There's a couple of quick shots of I think the Wanda one that was the zombie, and I was like, oh wow, the zombies are gonna be in Multiverse of Madness, and then I never saw it again, and then I went to the internet to watch the full trailer, and they weren't even in that trailer, so I was just like, oh, what did I see? You know what I mean? Like I didn't know what I saw, but I saw that. I saw a Moon Knight
And
spot.
they only show, yeah, that's when I turned it on. I had turned it on right after The Rock did his thing, and then I think they went to commercial. They showed Moon Knight, and then that was it. And then it was all the other because the commercial that really dominated the whole time. Actually, they didn't have. There was probably like maybe 20 commercials altogether because because by the second half they started repeating commercials, especially
Right.
the Caesars commercial. Those got repeated like 3 or 4 times.
Which ones?
The Caesar commercials.
The Caesar commercials.
Oh
The
yeah,
ones was for
yeah.
Caesar Palace, the gambling
Oh, for
spot.
Caesar Palace. Okay, yeah, yeah. It was a few of those. Um,
Because they only showed, I think they showed the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger maybe twice.
they showed that twice.
I
I
think
only
they
remember
showed
seeing it once. That was when he was driving in the car and he was zapping things
things,
with
yeah.
that one was decent. I thought it. I don't know. I thought that one went on a little long or something. I don't know. Something about it didn't have me like I like the Joneses one better than that one. You know what I mean? Like I was like,
Mhm.
I was like the Joneses
Yeah,
one was
the
just like
Jones one was
just
funnier.
regular. Like it didn't need technology. It was just regular. It was like a regular commercial, but it was interesting. You know, I was just like, okay,
I know this one.
cool.
I want that damn Silverado because one, it looked nice,
Yeah.
and two, just the all
But there
electric
was
pickup.
one I saw. Oh my God, that Infinity truck.
Yo, that
Oh
was
my
crazy.
God. I said, yo, let me tell you something. I've never been I'm not big on paying a lot of money for cars. It's just whatever. It's just never my thing. I was never a car guy like that.
Mhm.
But man, I'd break the bank for that one. That one it was so nice, a nice size. Oh my God. I
You
saw the
know,
massage, it got the massage thing in there, the
yeah,
seat.
but you,
I
but
said,
you,
Lord.
you know what car company made everybody step their SUV game up, right?
Oh,
That Lamborghini truck.
Oh
The
yeah,
the the,
forget
the,
it.
Eu- that the Urus.
Yeah.
That thing is so
I mean,
fly.
but that Infinity truck, I was like, yo, it's huge too. It's
Yeah, it
huge.
is. Well, Infinity always had Infinity, and what's
I
the
want to see
Infinity?
one though, because that girl, the actress obviously makes it look even bigger because she's a thin,
Mm-hmm.
petite. She's not petite because she's kind of tall, but she's thin. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it made the seats look even bigger. But I'm just like, I want to see one of those. Like, and it's been a long time, bro, that I've seen a car commercial. It makes me want to actually go look for the car
Yeah,
and go
yeah.
see
No,
it.
these car commercials lately, and
Yeah.
specifically, I think with Chevy,
Mm-hmm.
Kia, because I love my Kia,
Mm-hmm.
and like my year Kia it's a 2016
Mm-hmm.
2015.
Yeah.
And that was the year that the guy, the engineer from BMW, he left BMW and went to Kia. And
Okay.
that's when Kia's whole design changed, like their
Change. Yeah.
whole thing. Because remember, because Kia was like Audi. When
Yeah.
Audi was fucking up and their cars were exploding and driving and all kinds of crazy shit, Kia's was doing that. And then the guy from BMW came to Kia, and them shits are fly now. Like
Yeah. So I
the
mean,
Telluride.
right. To me, the last car truck that I really was liking was actually Hyundai makes a really nice truck. There's this
Mm-hmm.
truck that they got. I don't remember the name of it. It might be the Santa Fe or one of them. It's another one. It's the newest one that they got. Really
Yeah,
nice because they also make those. They have another line that's under there that they make. I forget the name of it though. But anyway,
it's Kia. Kia, a Honda boy, a Hyundai or Hyundai, however you pronounce it.
Hyundai, yeah.
Yeah, they bought out Kia like about
Did they?
2 years ago.
Okay,
So
okay. So
their
it's like
truck
those new ones. Yeah, they're like they're called something else
is
though.
a
But yeah,
Palisade. I think it's the Palisade.
might be the Palisade. Yeah, that is yeah. I might like my cars. I'm in like the Hyundai and Honda family. Like me, I have a Honda and I have a Hyundai, and my
Hmm.
Sonata is it's old, but it's so reliable and they're really really safe cars.
Yeah.
And that Palisade, woo! I was like, yo, this thing is fire. I need a truck too, man, for some put my equipment in and stuff. I was like,
Listen,
yo, man,
it's nothing like having a truck. I miss my pickup
yeah.
and that Silverado, and I've driven
Oh, that Silverados was looking, woo! The ones from the commercial.
commercial. Yeah, those are especially those electric ones.
Was that the one the Joneses was driving? Were those Silverados? Was that
N-
was
I
was
think
the what was the
I think
Jones
the
commercial?
Silverado was the one that was in the Soprano commercial.
Yeah, the
That was the one that's
Silverado was
right. Yeah,
the
that one.
Silverado was in that was the electric Silverado that was in that was in the Sopranos commercial. That was the electric Silverado.
Electric Silverado. Yeah, that was nice too.
Yeah, that one was nice. I think those ones in that movie, well, those still count as being quote unquote Chevys because they're GMC. So
Okay.
that's still all under like the same umbrella.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
GMC, Chevy.
But that was a Toyota. That was a Toyota commercial. The Jones ones.
Was that a Toyota commercial?
Yeah, that was a Toyota commercial. Yeah, that was a straight Toyota truck commercial. The one with the Joneses. Yeah, that one
Oh,
was
wow.
that was straight
Well,
Toyota.
they bit their design off of Chevy on one of them because them damn Toyota trucks never look that nice. Them things look nice in that commercial. Like they look like I got in I don't know if you guys ever rode in the F-150 when they changed the body design with the drop down and the window for the mirror and all that. I had went to Enterprise and they ran out of stuff, so they was like, "Kev, we'll give you this." Because I was at one point in time I was renting so many cars from Enterprise. It was like they knew me on a first name basis. They was calling me asking me what did I want that they had on the lot.
Same thing.
Yeah,
and
I did it too. I remember when shout out to my girl Shania. I used to, she was a homegirl of mine, and she
Mhm.
used to work at Enterprise, where she used to hook me up, boy. Lord have mercy. I used to
Yeah,
always get
Man,
rent cards
I
from
rented
her.
a car this weekend. Went down to Enterprise to get the car. All my people that was there are all gone. I was like, "What happened to everybody?" I thought they was on. She
yeah,
said,
that's
"No."
the only thing. Yeah,
I was like, "You kidding me? I go to
yeah,
LA for a
that's the
couple of days and come back and everybody gone. What the hell?"
that's the one thing about
Y'all continue.
Enterprise.
I got to change the battery on my microphone here.
Okay. That's the one thing
Go on.
about Enterprise. Enterprise, they change out. It's very rare that you get the same staff that's in the same spot for a while. They usually the Enterprise is usually pretty good with moving people up and switching people out and firing your ass
Yeah.
if you ain't
Well,
producing.
the guy of mine. I mean, I've been renting cars a lot since maybe 2016. He's been there since 2016.
Hmm.
So I've gone a long time with him. Like the other people in the office have changed out, but he didn't. But now he did, and he's gone. I was like, damn. But they still gonna hook me up with cars anyway, because um,
Yeah, but it feels good when you got somebody in there that's really going to look out and give you the hookup
man,
on a
you know
rental.
how many times I came back late with a rental, and he said, Ralph, we're not gonna charge you for the extra time. I was like,
Hmm.
really? But
Yeah,
now I guess I got to run that dangerous.
you got to build up that rapport again.
Yeah, like crap.
Yeah, because man, those they love me. It was like Mr. Hewley because my thing was my lazy ass. I hated returning the damn cars
Yeah.
because I would get so comfortable. I'm like, shit, I got to return this car and then get back on the fucking bus and the train. I don't want to do that, and so I ended up keeping the car for 2 weeks. And they be like, "Mr. Hewley, everything okay with the car?" I take it back and take it to the car wash where they get their car washes for the free car wash and everything. But it's like,
Yeah.
but getting comfortable with them, man. Listen, those that when they gave me that F, my three best rides from Enterprise was the reason why I got the car I got now. It was actually by accident because they didn't have the car. Well, they had the car that I wanted, but it was out of my budget, and I wasn't trying to pay $700 a month for an SUV. Well, it just wasn't in my budget to do that.
So, Joe,
Mm.
Huh?
thanks, guys. Sorry about that. I actually went into a little coughing fit as well while I
Oh
was.
no.
Oh,
You all right?
yeah, I'm good.
All
I'm
right.
good. So, COVID. um, Joseph was talking about this. He mentioned this once before. He's like, anybody gonna talk about 2022 remake about the 1984 film Stephen King's Firestarter?
Yeah, just why?
Okay, let's
Just
take a little
why?
time. We'll get off the commercials. Let's take a little time to talk about some of the trailers. Just upcoming trailers, movies, whatever that was going down, and then we'll finish the night off by a little. We'll mention a little bit about the Black Card movies, and then we'll continue those next week too. Um, so okay, let's address what Joseph talked about. So we know that there is obviously a remake in the works of Firestarter, right?
And I'm all in for it.
All right. So
No.
Stephen King's Firestarter from 1984
Ralph, want to start?
that was starring, of course, Drew Barrymore back in the day, and
Heather Locklear.
Heather Locklear, Dave was not David Keith. There's Keith David, and there's David Keith. Which one is
Keith
it?
David.
Keith David.
Keith David is this guy. David
Keith
Keith is the
David.
black dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
David Keith's the
yeah,
black
it's
guy.
black dude, yeah.
And then you got Keith David is the dude who was in Firestarter. So now this one here is a remake. Now I don't know. I didn't look into a lot about this one, but Jason Blum, of course, is behind it.
Listen, that's all you need to know because he's
Yeah,
going to
I
do it.
mean-
He's going to do it. He's going to go book accurate. I
Yeah.
guarantee you.
Yeah.
And who's directing it?
It's being directed by Keith Thomas. Keith Thomas is director. He directed let's see. He seems to be kind of a new director, but doesn't have a lot under his belt. From what I see here, he did a film in 2019 called The Vigil, and he did a film
Oh
in
yeah, okay. The Vigil.
Arcane. Arcane was a short film that he did, so he's fairly new. Um, Jason Blum is the, like I said, the producer behind it. Um, we have cinematography by Kareem Hassan, who has, what has he done lately? I don't know. Random Acts of Violence, Parallel. Okay, so that's who's involved in it. It's being who stars in it. Um, so Zach Efron, um, Ryan Keary Armstrong, who plays Charlie. She's the little one who's playing Charlie now, the Drew Barrymore character. Charlene, aka Charlie. Um, let's see. Uh, we have Sydney Lemon is in it. Gloria Rubin. So no huge stars or anything like that in it. No sign of Drew Barrymore. I don't know if she's gonna make a cameo or anything.
Hell no, she ain't coming in this crap.
And then, obviously Stephen King is listed as one of the writers. Written by Scott Teems is one of the writers. So he is known for Rectify. What else has he done? Halloween Kills. Okay, he's the guy. He's part of the Blum team, I guess, because he wrote Blumhouse, yeah. Halloween Kills, The Quarry.
For me.
Oh, we lost Kev.
See, that's what happens when you be siding with stuff that don't need to be done. There's no need. There's no reason for a Firestarter remake. I'm sorry, Hollywood. Could you please stop remaking stuff that don't need? I keep saying remake the stuff that should be remade. And who is this idiot in the chat room that's Love Face XYZ?
I don't know. I keep blocking him though. Whoever this guy is, I keep blocking him and he keeps coming back. I don't know if you can ban him permanently, but he's spam. Please stop spamming our chat. If you're gonna come in and be active, ask a question, talk about a movie. Yeah, but I've been blocking him and he keeps popping up, so we'll see. We appreciate everyone in the chat room that's contributing and saying what they want to say, but at the same time, let's keep it on the topics. Let's talk film. If you want us to talk about a film, put it out there.
Exactly.
This is not a political platform. We're not here to do certain things like that. This is, or whatever you want to put stuff up, personal stuff. Just talk. Let's talk movies. This is what it is. It's real talk.
What is he saying?
REEL. Not. I don't know what he's saying.
Buy my mixtape.
Nah, he's spamming us with stuff like whatever. So, personally, I do not understand why they should be a Firestarter remake. This is what Joseph says. But if they needed to do it, all I could say is good luck. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Here's Kev. He's back. Now, Kev, you were saying something. You got cut off. You said for me,
something I got dropped off. Something basically, in a nutshell, what I was saying is
because you sided with remaking a movie. See, the movie guys that say let's cut him off right now.
You know why they didn't cut me off because of that. They cut me off because I was giving Blumhouse too much praise.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Because in my book, listen, really think about it. Where has Blumhouse as a studio dropped the ball on any horror films that they've done?
It all depends on
Good
what, I
question.
guess. That's a good question. I guess it all depends on what people consider dropping the ball on a, now from a an approach standpoint, I don't know if there's many, if any, that they actually kind of drop the ball on like a horror revamp or something like that because he does respect the genre.
Mm-hmm.
He really
And
respects the genre.
he respects source material. That's
He
what I
does.
love about Jason Blum. He
He
respects
does.
source material.
Hmm.
So I got and if I'm not mistaken, I think I read somewhere that they're going to be doing stuff they're going to be going in a direction that the movies didn't go in. And I think it's great that because I think that if I heard you
Well,
right, Steve, you said King is a writer on this too, right?
no. He's just listed as a writer because he is the writer of the book.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, I was looking at the actual person who wrote it, who's get credit for writing it, is well, obviously they have to give Stephen King credit, but I told you that guy, Scott Teems, he's the guy
Mm-hmm.
who he probably wrote the screenplay. He probably wrote the screenplay
I,
because
listen,
he's the one who wrote Halloween Kills.
yeah, I trust Jason Blum.
Mhm. Okay,
I
that's fair. Now I'm gonna say this, Kev. I think that's fair. Now, with that being said, really, Jason Blum right now, after what I'm looking at right now, Jason Blum is the only thing that's making me interested in watching this, honestly, because he's tied to it, and that's
Mm-hmm.
it. And that's enough for you to get.
Exactly.
It's enough to get me there,
Mm-hmm.
so that's fine. But had I've not seen his name, I'm not sure if I even would have wanted to look at this. I mean, obviously Stephen King, always going to, because I'm a big Stephen King fan.
Right.
But we'll see.
I mean,
I'm
listen, I'm not excited for it like I was excited for some of his other stuff.
Mhm.
But I just I know when I go to the movie theater and it's a Blumhouse horror film, or even if I'm sitting at home and it's a Blumhouse horror film,
Mhm.
I'm even if it's something that I've seen before,
Mhm.
I'm sitting down. It gets my full attention.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. Like I said, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to down it. Definitely, I'm not going to shoot it down yet. I'm obviously going to check it out, but we'll have to see where it goes. I mean, the story itself is going to, you know, I mean, we already know the story is great. You know, um,
Mhm.
So we'll see where it goes. We talked about this last time. Like I say to Ralph all the time, man, you got to find inventive ways to present certain material to the youth or to this generation because they refuse to go back and watch those movies.
Yeah.
They won't do it. So yes, we know that. Oh, why do we need this? Why do we need that? We know that because we've experienced it. But
But you know what?
this generation will not go back and watch Drew Barrymore's version, the 1984, whatever that was, version of Firestarter, as great as it was.
But you know what? I will say this. I will say this because even with my daughter, and my daughter's 28, and she still falls into that box of with as many movies as I have. I'm not watching that old stuff. But then I'll see her like she don't check the timeline because you can't erase the timeline on Amazon, and I'll see a movie on there. I'm like, I didn't get that. I'm like, here she is in here sneaking and watching old stuff, watching the
Right.
old stuff she's saying she ain't gonna never look at. So
Yeah.
if I'm noticing
Yeah, well,
with these kids now,
that might just
if
be
somebody,
genetics for you. That just might be her genetics just getting the best of her because of
yeah,
you.
it might be that, but I also what I think it
I
mainly
wouldn't
is.
count on that for other people in her generation.
Yeah, what but I think is that's what I was going to get to with that was I think with other people in her generation, it's a word of mouth thing.
Yeah,
You know,
it has to be. It
it's
always
kind of
has
like
to be.
it's kind of like those kids. Those kids, I think you introduced me to those kids. The kids that the two black kids that sit down and listen to old music and be like,
Yeah.
"Holy crap, what is
Yeah,
this?"
that's what it's gonna have to be. It's gonna take, and that's why I respect the generational youth that do things like that, where they review stuff, where they react to them, they do reactions, and they review things, and they're like, oh, because it actually gets their generation interested in something that's, you know, more classic or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
it's going to take that, and they're trying to find ways of, so they're representing it this way, and they're probably going to try to find a way to get it trending and get people watching it. That's the way of life now when it comes to movies. It's not enough to just have a nice trailer and say, hey, I want to go see that in the movies. It's got to be, oh, it's what's trending.
Yeah.
Oh, there's for some reason there's a meme that was made from that movie that's so popular. Oh, let me go see this movie. So we'll see. So that was the answer to that for you, Joseph. The overall, I'm not crazy about it, but I don't hate it. We'll see. I am going to.
One question before we move on.
Pass.
One question before we move on. Did you guys see Nightmare Alley yet?
No, not yet.
I did not.
Because right now, well, Wes, I know you're not going to a theater now. You're scary ass.
Man, I barely go to the bathroom.
Wes peeking out the doors. It's Omicron outside.
Yeah, let me tell you something. I'm like that dude from speaking of Stephen King. I'm like that dude in Creep Show. Remember when he was in like his little bubble?
Bubble, yeah.
He started seeing the roaches. He was like, ah. I'm like, yeah, yo. That's my next crib. I'm making me a bubble.
Everything all white.
Yeah, all white. I need to see Omicron. I need to see what it looked like.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. That Creep Show freaked me out because roaches freaked me out.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Like I don't know.
And we got roaches that big down here. Those palmetto bug roaches and big ass cockroaches. Those things are everywhere. And they get into your house. They don't live in your house. Like they can't survive in your house. But when it's just creepy. Like I might see one belly up on the floor and be like, ah, I'll just start stomping on it. It's already dead. Like, they get in the house. Like you can't avoid them. Like if you live in Florida, especially Central or South Florida, you're gonna see them. They're going to get in your house at some point. It's unavoidable. You could be the cleanest person in the world, and that's not because they're not attracted to filth. So they just come in sometimes to get warm, and then they pass by, and then they die. They die like within a day or two of not being outside. So but anyway, yeah, we love. Here goes Kev. Yeah, so they die very fast, from not being outside. They're outside bugs. They come in your crib, they passing through trying to get warm, and then they just croak before they make it back outside.
What are you talking? You must be talking about palmetto bugs.
The palmetto bugs, yeah.
Yeah, because the stupid person over here who was delivering the penny saver to my neighbor, they must have had them, or they must have had a palm tree or something. Because they have them fucking things, and every time they delivered the paper, one of them be crawling out of the paper, and it just scared the shit out of me. What the fuck is that?
Yeah. That man, them things are, and they're so so unsettling when you see them because they, like any other roach, they pop up out of nowhere, and you're like, blah.
You just, and the funny thing is, like, you ain't looking for them. But you just happen to look down and see one, and you take a step back, like, where did that come from?
What the hell is that? Yeah. When I was in the hotel last week, I killed one. I opened up because they're gonna go in where it's moisture. So, I opened up like the bottom sink thing or something, and one fell out, and I was like, I just started stomping on them.
And it's like they can't do. feel so bad for roaches because they don't really do nothing to you. There's nothing they can do to you except for like maybe like I've heard stories where kids get bit on the lip. They might
Right.
they might crawl into somebody's ear randomly.
Yeah.
But that's the shit that freaks me out. But anyway, I had said all that to say that Nightmare Alley is being screened now in black and white.
Is it?
Yeah, they put it back in the theaters and screened it in black and white. I'm hoping that sometime this week I can go and see it because I think at the Raceway it's back at the Raceway and I'm hoping it's in black and white because I want to re-see that in black and white because that movie was good. I really liked it. Like the acting across the board was great. Like Bradley Cooper was awesome, and I love Kate Blanchett. That's hands off. That's mine. Whew. Lord have mercy. I don't know why I love that one, but she did her damn thing, and y'all would like it, especially you, Ralph. I think you would really like it.
No, not at all.
You don't think you like Nightmare Alley?
See, the thing with Nightmare Alley is that I kind of sort of like some of the stuff that what's his name, Del Toro has done.
Mm-hmm.
I do like some stuff, but some things is kind of like I didn't really. That's not what I want to say. I think I want to say it may be something where I see it, but I have to have multiple viewings of it. Because like when I first saw Hellboy, I really didn't like it. I was like, I don't get it. But over the years, I've seen it a couple more times. And
Right,
like, okay,
and then you get
I
more
get what's
into
going
it.
on.
Yeah. Well, Hellboy. Remember, Hellboy is a comic-based film that a lot of people may or may because it didn't really come off like presented like that. So
right,
I could see people like, at first, if you wasn't. Let's run down some of the movies. Let's start off obviously with the top movie that's coming out soon. It's going to be releasing on March 4th. The Batman. It's already sold out in a lot of different theaters. It's getting some good reviews. It's getting some good reviews, and people are excited about it. So,
I don't think that's 150. I don't think that's 150 million grossing weekend movie. I don't see that one.
We'll see.
I see 90. I don't see 150.
Okay. All right. It's like I said, it's starting to shape up, and people are gearing up for it. It's obviously Zoe Kravitz, of course, Battison, of course, star-studded cast. Battison and Kravitz, Andy Serkis, Jeffrey Wright, Paul Dano, Colin Farrell, Robert. Well, we always said Pattinson or Pattinson. So very star-studded. I think they've done a pretty good job at keeping things pretty. The trailers they didn't give too much in the trailers. Too much. They have, but I know there's a couple things that they're holding off. Right. So my only gripe with anything from the beginning, and I'm not gonna because I can't. I gotta stop doing what I condemn other people for doing. I didn't like the casting, and I made a commitment a few months ago to stop trying to bash Battison, right? We call him Battison because he's Robert Pattinson, obviously playing Batman. So sorry, I'm gonna stop doing that and let him let it play out. My only gripe, this is more like a Kevin gripe that Kevin has with a lot of films. I just don't like going backwards. I'm tired of seeing Batman Begins. Like we've seen that already. I don't want to see young. I want to explore where Affleck was going. Even if you're going to replace Affleck, that's fine. I want to explore that era of Batman. I don't want to keep, go back to finding this is like basically the second year of that he was Batman. I'm not interested in that. I've never been. I think we got all we needed from the Dark Knight trilogy. I think we got all we needed from the beginning of Batman, him learning and making mistakes and him growing and becoming And he still, by the third film, he still wasn't the Batman that we all know and love. You know what I'm saying? He was a growing Batman still. By the time he ended the third trilogy, by the time Batman Dark Knight Rises, you know? So I that's my only gripe, period, about any story that's not talking about the Batman that Ben Affleck was. Like I said, even if you're not going to use Ben Affleck, I just want to explore that version of Bruce Wayne and Batman, and I want more of that. And we're not getting it. Everyone thinks that they have to go backwards. That's my only problem. Now, the casting, I had a problem with it, but like I said, I've made peace with that. I'm not,
You
because
better
I
make
was,
peace
I
with it,
was.
'cause we got the soul.
I mean that's fine because I like the fact that the multiverse is in effect, and we'll still get other Batmans. Let's face it. There's going to be 3 Batmans on camera on screen this year.
Listen, I heard that there's a secret scene where Edward is going to open up his cape and he's going to shine like the sun.
Oh, Jesus.
It's sparkle on everybody.
Right. Well, if he does that, then exactly what I feared would happen will happen. But like I said, I still don't like the casting, but I just made a commitment to not bash him, because I'm just not going to do that, because I get annoyed when people bash Ben Affleck because they didn't like the casting and they know that he did a good job.
And what I hate about that
and because
is
he's Ben Affleck, they're just going to still bash him. That's wrong.
And what I hate about that too is they know that he was like he is the Batman. Looking at what Pattinson is about to do, it looks promising, looks very promising, but Affleck is still my Batman.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think it doesn't look very. I'm not gonna say it doesn't look promising. I don't know what to say yet, because I don't like from what I've seen. I mean, playing Batman is not rocket science. To play Batman, Bruce Wayne is where the technique comes in.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so that's what I'm waiting for, and so far, what I've seen from him as Bruce Wayne isn't impressive yet. It's just very monotone, emo-esque type of delivery right now.
He's not emo.
From what I've seen in the trailers, that's all I'm saying. From what I've seen in the trailers so far,
he's Edward without his powers. That's what he is.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Without his powers, we'll see. I mean,
I bet you Christian.
Can he toe the balance?
I bet
can he toe the balance?
Shows up somewhere there as like the bat groupie.
Yeah,
I believe.
I think he's going to be able to toe the balance for the simple fact of the time period of Batman's life that he's portraying. Like he's finding himself as Bruce Wayne as well as finding himself as Batman, and learning how to make the balance of the two. Because to be honest with you, in my opinion, this is just in my opinion, I think it's the opposite with Batman. I think Batman is kind of like the same thing as Superman. Like Superman, like Clark Kent is his cover. I think that whatever happened with Bruce Wayne to make him become Batman, because I really don't know I know his origin story, but you get what I'm saying. Like the drive, even though that was an effect of what drove him emotionally.
I know where you're going with it. Yes, he is at his core. He's Batman because the what happened to him made him Batman.
Yeah,
and Bruce Wayne is his cover. Yes, because he has to appear to be someone else because he don't want people to know that he's Batman. So
right.
Right. So he has to toe the line. Yeah, that's always been the situation, the alter ego. It is that he is not. Yes, he was born Bruce Wayne, but Bruce Wayne changed that night in the alley.
Bruce Wayne died, and
Died in that alley. Bruce
yeah,
Wayne died in that alley
yeah,
with his parents, and then
yeah,
became
and
Batman
I honestly think that
at that point.
with this iteration of what Patterson is doing, it's kind of almost like what the other guy did with the Joker. It's like he's becoming who he's supposed to be. And
I mean,
like the girl said, like even in one of the parts of the TV spot, the girl said, "I've been calling your office. I've been trying to reach you, and the only time I get to talk to you is here,
yeah,
because we were going, we want to know, are you going to carry on your family's legacy?
right.
Are you going to be?" And basically, in a nutshell, that's what she was saying. Like, are you going to be what your family is,
Right.
with the flip,
Yeah.
you know what I'm trying to say,
Yeah. Yeah.
philanthropy or whatever the hell you want to
Yeah.
call it.
Right. 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 Yeah. So, we'll see. I'm gonna see what it is. I'm not gonna say anything else about it. I mean, I know that Robert Pattinson is a good actor. As I never thought he wasn't a good actor. I've seen him act in other things other than the Twilight stuff. He's always defined by the Twilight stuff, but he's not a bad actor. He's actually a very good actor. But the thing is, I just want to see where they're gonna go with it with that. Next up, so we know that's the big one up, right? Um, I see on here upcoming movie. Okay, Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, of course.
That's the big one.
That one that's a
You
huge.
know what?
huge
I gotta admit, after looking at that trailer yesterday, I'm more interested to see it now.
Yeah,
Because I'm looking online and I'm hearing all these things like the Illuminati and
Yeah.
Professor X and who knows what. And I was like,
Yeah,
wow.
it looks phenomenal.
Yo,
It
listen.
looks
And I just got
phenomenal.
finished watching WandaVision, so
Oh, okay, cool.
so when she changed into Scarlet Witch, I was like, oh wow. So then to see her in the trailer as Scarlet
Yeah.
Witch, and then there's a scene where she's Scarlet Witch is kneeling,
Yeah,
but Wanda is like putting her hands on her, like it's like saying like it's gonna be okay. So I'm
yeah,
like, wow. So
yeah,
now I'm more intrigued to see it.
yeah. It's going to that scene in the trailer. Ralph is going to really. That's actually going to. I'm anticipating. This is just a pure guess. I'm anticipating that's going to be near to mid to end of the film, because it's actually going to set up a whole nother storyline that was from the comic books that was called the House of M, and where, but I think it's going to be in the reverse, where in the House of M, where Wanda actually kills, she destroys mutants.
Like there's only like what 180 of them or something like that.
Right.
163 mutants left.
Something like that, right? Where she destroys pretty much almost all of them. But in this one, it's going to be the reverse, because we don't have mutants yet in the MCU. Well, we do, but they never been acknowledged yet. So, she is one,
Again, not in our timeline. This
right?
is
In,
what
in our timeline, right? She is one, but I believe because of her grief and loneliness, she's going to want to bring back her sons and stuff like that. And I believe it's going to be the reverse. I think she is going to bring birth to the mutants in the MCU. So she's no longer alone, quote unquote. So that's where it's going to be a real big shift. And that's where it's going to open up the properties that they bought from Fox and stuff like that to come into the MCU finally, and be part of its home. You know what I mean? So it's a real big twist. This movie is going to open a lot of doors for a lot of different things that's going to branch off, and then, over the next 5 to 10 years, and then, be wrapped up somehow. But, all of it leading back to Kang the Conqueror and stuff like that being involved. And it's going to bring in all these different, you know, branches and timelines and things like that. And it's fun. It opens up the doors for more possibilities, fun films, and it gives a future to the MCU that, we always knew that it had, but, some people, doubt it, and it's going to lead to a lot. Disney really did a big thing making these moves, and then implementing the shows on Disney Plus that integrate with the films. It's very, very. It was a smart move. Once again, here you go, Ralph. You get a chance to throw some shots at Warner Brothers. Once again, something that Warner Brothers could have did many moons ago.
You know,
Because they have all of their property under one umbrella. They didn't have to go out and buy all this other stuff and bring and buy Fox and break stuff up and get their rights back. They had all of the rights under one umbrella.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. All it would take. I don't know what Disney money is looking like. I ain't in a pocketbook like that. Like my mama used to stay. You don't be in.
It's safe to say their money is right.
It's real good. It's real good. It's real long.
Hold on. Let me finish my point. Now, if Kevin Feige in their ear, I don't know behind the scenes, but I got a feeling that Kevin Feige was behind that. Yo, we need to buy Fox because we need to get them. We need to get them characters back over here.
Of course.
Oh, I'm sure.
Of course, he's behind it. Remember, he was part of that family. He was part of those films. He saw firsthand what they were doing wrong.
Yeah. With the no comics on set, all the other bullshit. Yeah. I got a feeling that if he decides if things right with the money over these next 5 to 10 years, he's gonna be like, yo, we need to go in there and cop Sony. Or we need to set something up where somebody else buys Sony so we can get Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you right now.
It would have to be a full hostile takeover because Sony's never given that up.
And that's the problem. I don't see that happening because the federal government said, wait a minute.
That would be the only thing, but it's not really. But they really wouldn't look at that as it being a monopoly.
Oh, yes, they would. Yes, they would. Because now you would be the owner of 3 major film studios. That is a monopoly.
That's right. Because I forgot it's Sony, and their subsidiaries. So
yeah, they would have. I mean, for them to do what they did with Fox, they would have to buy out. They'd have to take over Sony completely.
But see, here's my thing. See, this is what I'm saying. See, they would have to set it up to where, okay, we're gonna purchase Sony just to get just so we can free up that Spider-Man stuff, and then pull a AT&T and put it on the market for people to come and buy up and chop it up.
Even with they doing that, the little bit of time that they have it's still a monopoly.
Yeah. What I think Disney would have to do.
You still have to get rid of it. You want to try?
Because
they basically pulling a Pretty Woman. You know how he was going and buying stuff and breaking it up and selling them off piece by piece.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that because you're allowed to. But see, here's my thing. I don't think it would be. I don't think there's antitrust laws being broken for the simple fact of the industry still has enough. They're not cornering anything. You know what I'm saying? If it was a point to where they went and say if they went say if Warner Brothers was AT&T was like, okay, we're having a fire sale. Who wants DC? And Marvel was like, me. They not gonna let you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason why they can't do it is because Marvel and DC both trademarked the term superhero. So now if they did that and DC went over to Marvel, then it would be an issue because now it's everything under one and ain't nobody else making movies. Nobody else is making.
The bottom line is, we'll I don't know how that's gonna work, but
the only thing I'm gonna say is that Disney
get our EBT cards together, and we can go buy Sony. So that way, Spider-Man.
That ain't gonna happen. Not for one part. But what I think the more feasible thing is that if Disney wants Spider-Man, they're gonna have to trade something of equal value from Disney to Sony in exchange for Spider-Man.
There's
But
nothing right
well,
now.
the reason why none of that's going to happen, in my opinion, is because I believe the the deal that the current deal that they're working with Sony now, with all of this stuff that brought Spider-Man to the MCU in the first place, is that's going to be their common denominator that they're going to be content with, because it's still giving them, Marvel is still having their creative freedom to do the things that they want to do under their brand with the character, and Sony has an opportunity to go back to their properties and do what they
and
want to
give
do with it.
and give Andrew Garfield his just
Right,
due.
right, and everybody happy, everybody eats, and everybody's happy with it, and it's one big happy family now, as opposed to saying, "Oh, over there with those Spider-Man movies, I'm gonna stick over here with this Spider-Man movies," because now they've crossed over
And listen,
movies
and listen, and
in
Tom,
universe.
and just to solidify what you're saying, Tom Holland, I think like 3 or 4 years ago, drew the line in the sand where he said, "Listen, I'm only doing." Well, actually, when the whole beef was going on between, or the whole I call it cloak and dagger shadow beef, because I think that beef was real with Sony and Marvel going back and forth, and Tom Holland was in the middle.
Well, I mean,
And
he's
so
in the middle regardless, because
No, I
he's got
think that
two.
was a real
but,
beef.
He's got
but
two executives that he has to listen to.
yeah,
So
but
from
see,
two
but that
different.
was the thing. But see, that was the thing. That's where he drew. Now, this part I know is real because he told. I think it was either Bob. I think it was Bob Iger that he told. Like, listen, I am Marvel. I am Team Marvel. I am Team Disney. Listen, Sony is Sony. That's great, but this is where they may cut my whatever, but this is where I am. So we need to figure something out so I could be here and only be here, because that bullshit they doing over there, I don't want to have nothing to do with it.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, so there you have it. Let's do a couple more before we wrap up the show. Um, what's coming up? I'm just looking at this list of movies. Oh, okay. So let's talk about. I don't know why this is on the list. There was not an Avatar commercial, was it?
No,
No,
Avatar is not even supposed to come out till like December, so that's
Like
just
December, yeah,
18 down
that's
the line.
ridiculous. That's too far down the line.
and
Okay,
and
so
but that
you
I'll
have the
tell you this much,
DC
that
ones,
Jurassic Park is gonna be bad.
The Flash, and the what's the other one? Uh, uh, Black Adam. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Black Adam. The Black Adam trailer is looking really good, I think. Like the stuff that they're starting to see, like the Justice Society that's in there.
Listen,
That's
it's the Rock.
Aldous Hodge character as the Hawkman. He looks good.
Yo, that looked really good. That was like when I saw that. Yo, when them wings opened up, that was
Yeah.
like when I saw a Black Manta and his ray beam came out of his eye. I was like,
Yeah. And Doctor Fate, like all of the ones
listen,
they look good.
this is like This is like Jason Blum. The Rock is involved. I'm not concerned.
Oh, I'm he's really, I just love the way he's really nurtured this project though. Like he's really, really taking care of this project. He really wants it to be that thing,
Mm-hmm.
Dr.
And
Fate, see the
my
character of
thing is,
Dr. Fate, wow, that character of Dr. Fate, that's a crazy character, yo.
mhm.
I would love a separate Dr. Fate movie.
Bro, that's gonna happen. Do you listen? Do you think that's not gonna happen?
Oh, it's gonna happen. Yeah. Oh, it's definitely gonna happen.
Come
Oh,
on, man. There's no
that is,
way. There is no way that they're bringing these characters in, and then they're not gonna go back and do a backstory
backstory was there.
on where they came from. Even if there's one in the film, there's gonna be there's gonna be separate movies with Dr. Fu.
And so the Flash movie, obviously, it's the Flashpoint movie. The Flash movie is doing basically, once again, DC with the Flash and it being slow, this movie should have been out. It should have been out years ago because it opens up the multiverse just like what Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness is doing for the MCU.
But
This
that's why
movie,
but that's why Kevin Feige being the I hate throwing around the word genius because I think we use it too loosely lately, but he is like he's very
I'm not gonna. I can't. I'm not gonna call him a genius. I'll call him a visionary. Yeah, genius. No,
yeah.
because you're right. Because
I
it is
call,
thrown around all willy nilly. Like you're a no.
no,
I'll give you the title visionary. You had a vision and you playing it out.
yeah,
But genius.
okay. Then this is what I'll do. I'll change how I'm putting it. I'm not calling him a genius, but what he did was genius, and how he's handling the situation is genius because
he's doing what he's really doing, Kev, is he's learned from others' mistakes.
exactly.
He's paying attention. He's really paying attention, and he's looking at it. And he looked at Marvel themselves and the mistakes they made, and he looked at the other studios that was made, with the Marvel properties, and he set up a vision that he's gonna clean all this up,
Mm-hmm.
and that's basically what he's doing. Whereas, we don't have anybody like that over DC because Warner Brothers won't let anyone do that. Anyone worth doing it.
Because they're stuck on baseball and apple pie, in my opinion. They don't want
for some reason.
They're stuck on. And again, I'm going to keep saying this. This is no disrespect to Donner and the work and the films that he's done, but you know what? That was what it was when it was.
Mm-hmm.
We're now dealing with directors and with creatives that understand, like we always say, that's an alien that dropped down on the planet. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So
it's like, come on.
So in the Black Adam movie, remember we got
more
Adam Smasher's character. There's gonna be a lot in there. Hawkman, Dr. Fate. Yeah. Oh, like I said, back to the Flash. So the Flash, movie's gonna open up the multiverse. Flashpoint. It's gonna open up the multiverse. Which basically it's going to do for the DCEU what the Multiverse of Madness movie is going to do for the MCU. It opens up possibilities for other universal other. It opens the possibilities to keep the movies going. So let's say the Batman does really well, right? They were going to do it anyway, but what I'm saying is it makes it more acceptable to continue that franchise, no problem. And it's like, okay, that's happening on another Earth. They may cross it over somewhere. It's very possible because there's been a lot of speculation that they will cross Pattinson's Batman over into the same universe, which is technically the Snyderverse. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing. I have a problem with that. You don't want to put Snyder back on deck, but you're embracing these other versions of Batman, which are basically in this, especially the way this thing looks, it's basically in the same vein of what Snyder's did, like as far as the lights being out.
Well, I mean, the darkness part of it, yeah. But I mean, it's definitely a different tone. It's the same tone as far as the darkness part of it, but it's a different approach, than Snyder. Because we already know Snyder is a different Batman. He's an older Batman. So the more experienced and whatever Batman. So, really, to be honest with you, Snyder's Batman is the only true, other than the old school ones. He's the only true superhero Batman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the other ones were still trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Even even the Nolan Batmans, he was not a true superhero.
No.
He was a hero, but he wasn't a superhero.
Nope.
He was, like if you watch an animated Justice League movie, Batman's thumping it out with these aliens and Batman is like a superhero, but he's still a regular guy.
Batman was fighting Apocalypse.
Right.
Come on.
So, okay, cool. That's the Batman the only Batman that exists on screen as of right now is Ben Affleck's Batman like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because of his age, his experience, and everything, all the things that he's been through.
And even the fact that he was prepared for Superman. He was prepared
for everything.
For Wonder Woman. He was prepared
for all of them.
If you decide to go left, I got something for your ass.
Got something for you. That's the only one that exists right now on live action camera, a live action screen.
We need to kidnap Ben Affleck and make him go do another fucking Batman.
Yeah, I mean, he so right now it looks like, the last time we'll probably see him is in Flashpoint, in this Flash movie or whatever. He might pop up somewhere else. We've already got confirmation that Michael Keaton's Batman will be in the Batgirl series that's going to be on HBO Max, or Batgirl movie that's going to be on HBO Max. So he'll be back in that, and he's also in Flashpoint, obviously.
Listen,
Aquaman's not going nowhere. He's Aquaman. He's gonna be so. There's those elements of the Snyderverse still is existing because of Aquaman, because of Flash.
Right.
These are all Snyderverse, and then even Wonder Woman is still part of the Snyderverse. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Even though tried to rip him out of it, she tried to rip her out of it, but Patty Jenkins tried to rip her out of the Snyderverse. But she is a Snyderverse. She's a Snyder product.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? As long as Gal Gadot is playing Wonder Woman, it's going to be connected to the Snyderverse.
I honestly believe that if there's a change of guard that goes on at Warner Brothers, I think Ben Affleck will be back. Because I think Ben Affleck is going to go out. He's going to get a couple of movies under his belt, and then someday, a black guy is going to walk up to him and be like, "Look, what are you doing? Why are you bullshitting? Can you please listen? That Batman script that you was working on, we need that. You need to go make that happen, or I'm going to take J-Lo from you." Yeah.
I think that right. I think that I think Ben is just. I think the only time he'll tackle it now was the situation that he was in before Matt Reeves took over. I think he'll only tackle it now if he's at the helm of it somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's it. Otherwise, or the only thing that will bring him back is if they truly restore the Snyderverse. He'll come back for Zack.
If they do that, I know for a fact he's back. Listen,
every one of them, every single one of them will come back for Zack Snyder at a drop.
Let me tell you something. We are going to drive to West Hollywood, and let me tell you something. We're going to clean my fucking trunk out, and it's enough room. It's enough room to fit his ass in there. Yeah. And we're gonna drive him to the Warner Brothers studio lot and be like, where is Zack Snyder? Yeah, we got a special delivery.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the only way. Other than that, Ben would have to be offered to write it or direct it, and then he would do it. If they just say, "Hey Ben, let's just say let's say Flashpoint does great and everyone's loving his role in there, and the buzz is up, and then Warner Brothers come to him and say, "Hey Ben, we'll let you do what you want. You do a version of your Batman and do a movie, a one-off,
right?
Just like we just did the Batman, whatever. Do your version of it." And I think he would consider that. Especially if it was a big thing, he would consider it. Other than that, it would have to be Zach is back and he needs you. Then he
Mm-hmm.
do it. So interesting stuff coming up going forward. Other than that, I think
I'm writing a script for that.
yeah.
Three
Other than
three
that, I
movie
think
three three movie review guys come up with a plan to
yeah.
kidnap an actor.
Ben Affleck,
Yeah, that sounds like the plot to uh
yeah.
shit with fanboys,
Mhm.
right? When they
Oh
go
yeah,
apply to steal the script to the Phantom Menace.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. So not enough stuff on Thor: Love and Thunder yet to me to really you know. But I do want to say this before we wrap up because I got it kind of late. It came in kind of late, so it looks like um Regina Hall, Amy Schumer, and Wanda Sykes will be hosting the Oscars. They'll be hosting
That's gonna be
the Oscars this year
funny.
from March 27th. The 94th Oscar Awards has been
That's gonna
confirmed
be funny.
that Regina Hall, Amy Schumer, and Wanda Sykes will be
Yeah.
they'll be teaming up to host the Oscars. Should
If
be a very
and that
interesting lineup.
and if Wanda Sykes is hosting, that means she's writing at least
She's
80% of the
writing a
show.
lot of it, yeah. If she's hosting, she's gonna be writing a lot of it, yeah. Yeah, she's gonna do a lot of the writing. Yeah, I agree with you. 80% of it, she's probably gonna write. You know, so which I have no problem with because she's a phenomenal comedic writer. Um, she's gonna do the right thing. She knows how to work that type of stuff. Um, so that's interesting. We'll see how that works out. I think it should be fun. There's a nice, interesting lineup for them three to be the hosts. I think
Mm-hmm.
they'll be funny. Regina Hall is hilarious. Amy Schumer's funny.
Funny.
And Rhonda Sykes is brilliant. So it's just it's a great combination to me.
It's a total great comedy, and Wanda Sykes is the perfect person to even if she wasn't hosting,
Mhm.
just to have her pin attached to
Mhm.
this
Yeah.
is is everything. Oh, you know what I wanted to say before we move on? Going back to the Super Bowl,
Hmm.
being not being the Super Bowl that this Super Bowl was historic because of the hip hop,
Yeah.
because of the hip hop element. The
Yeah.
one thing that I didn't hear nobody talking about
Hmm.
is the fact that MC Light introduced them
Introduced
and,
her.
and closed them
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. She's a phenomenal. She's been a great announcer,
Mm-hmm.
for so many
Yeah,
years now.
And
Yeah, I even like.
she'll
I
probably be
even like.
announcing at the Oscars. She
Yeah, she'll
usually
probably be
announces.
announced. Yeah, it's usually her voice. She's that one who usually. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I did say it. I did say when we was talking about the Super Bowl, just the fact that the historical point of it that this was really the actual first all hip hop bill to lead the Super Bowl halftime performance. All of those people were of that genre of hip hop. I thought that was pretty monumental. I didn't realize it, but then when I realized it, I thought it was monumental. Along
Listen,
with the
I
fact that the
realize
person who
I don't,
set it up, Jay Z, is also
exactly,
from the hip hop genre.
exactly.
So that's the set a nice precedent, and then on top of that, like I said again, I'll repeat, and this is a good way to go out anyway. Is every single person up there came from nothing,
Nothing.
nothing. Absolutely nothing. And probably all of them, by standards of normal practice of life, probably shouldn't even have been up there. Most of them probably have been dead or in jail. That's how much of a nothing they came from. 50 Cent was shot 9 times. He should be dead. Snoop Dogg was a gangbanger, a crip. He should probably be dead or in jail. I'm not saying he should be, but I mean, you know what I'm
should have
saying.
been.
No, no,
Could
no,
have
no, no,
been.
no, no, no. You said that right. He should because he dodged a bullet.
Right.
He dodged a major
A couple
bullet.
of times. So there you have that. Dr. Dre come from nothing, Compton. And then he was the one, with the exception of Mary J. Blige, he was directly connected to every single person's career that was up there.
Mm-hmm.
Like directly responsible, not just connected.
Responsible. Yeah.
With the exception of Mary. But other than that, so that alone, to see them standing triumphant at the end with a knocked it out the park with a win, you can't, like I said, they got the darts. People, what is going on with the Daily News and Page 6 put something out dissing Mary J. Blige for no reason.
What?
Somebody from the New York Post or one of these New York papers runs a ad, catches backlash for running an ad talking about Snoop smoking weed before he did the performance.
What kind of book? Even if he
This idiot took a picture. Whoever read this article takes a picture of Snoop somewhere outside of the stadium smoking weed, and puts that picture in and puts in the headline, Snoop Dogg smokes weed before halftime show. Why? What are you doing? Why do you
slander.
care?
That's slander. If Snoop wanted,
it ain't something. He did do that. They got it on video of him.
I mean, he
inside
did do it, but the
no, no, no.
bottom
But
line
here's
is,
what I'm saying. Here's why it's slander because of the why and like why would you do that? Like what were you expecting to happen? It's almost like a thing, like because this has happened once before. Every time hip hop gets to a certain level, now, granted, hip hop is already a major influencer in the world in every aspect. At one point in time, you had damn UPS commercials. I think with some kind of rap or beat, some kind of hip hop, vibe to it. So now they're all on the biggest, and to have them all on the biggest stage. And then to have Mary J. Blige out there with her blonde. See, Mary J. Blige is smart because she understands the game. Like she already has said in an interview, like this is the biggest thing. She's like, I couldn't ask for nothing better. She's like, this is going to pay. She's like, this is going to pay dividends for decades for me.
Yeah.
And then look at how she came out there with her blonde wig on.
Yeah,
Why? To make those, because you got to remember, she's presenting herself to an audience that, for the most part, 80%, maybe 75%, don't know who she is, or haven't listened to her music, that are now probably going to be like, oh, who's this Mary J. Blige chick? And making them comfortable because she's out there in that blonde wig.
I might disagree with that part right there, that nobody knows.
No. Listen. Ralph, I'm telling you, presentation is everything, and I'm telling you, because Mary ain't never wore a blonde wig that long with hair down to her ass, ever.
Right.
Go back. I'll tell you to go back and look. Mary ain't never wore no wig like that, ever. Yeah. And she's rocked blonde. She's rocked blonde bob cut wigs, blonde. She's rocked some blonde hairstyle and some blonde wigs, but she ain't never. Yeah, that look like a horse's mane, and she looked gorgeous in it.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's true. So, bottom line is, people throwing. You got your few people that's trying to throw darts at this
because they want to want to block that future money. They want to stop them from becoming
right. Yeah. They got like I said, the New York Post ran that thing about Snoop, and then I think Page 6 puts a picture of Mary J. Blige. People still don't know what they meant by it. It was because she's making it was a picture of her making a certain face while she's singing, but also, she had the tight dress on or whatever. And the headline says, "When the pigs in the blanket run out at the party."
Damn.
Yo,
Damn.
That
See
was the
that?
headline.
this is when see this is
Page
when
6.
see shit like that is what gets your window shot out.
Yeah. So
Right.
like pig like what do you mean?
No,
You know,
they
so
meant
you got
exactly what
I know
they
what they meant, but what I'm saying is, they try to save face by saying, "Oh, we were talking about her facial expression. That's the face you make when the pigs in the blanket runs out at the Super Bowl party." Because a lot of people were, it was catching backlash. Because a lot of people was like, "Yo, why you coming for Mary like that? Why?" Because of what she was wearing. You're gonna say, then you gonna make a comment about pigs in a blanket, you know, and um, it just was unnecessary. Why would you publish that on page 6? Why would that be your headline?
because again, they and you notice what it's in. It's in the it's in the gossip papers.
Mm-hmm.
It's not it's not in New York Times. It's
Yeah.
not in it's in a gossip mag. So like I said, this is by design. I don't care what nobody say.
Of course.
That's by design. If the stuff came out with them trying to do what they tried to do in those 2 papers or 3 papers or whatever it was, that was
Yeah,
by design.
I agree. So, but at the end of the day, to wrap it all up, it was
Hip
a
hop
great
still
Super
wins.
Bowl. Hip hop, once again, you know, a genre that was doubted, banned, protest, thought that it would never last, said it wouldn't last, said it was a fly, it was a fad. It's once again proven that it has actually turned out to be part of the American dream, quote unquote, as they call it, because every single person standing up there probably shouldn't be, by the normal stakes of life and the things that they went through. If that ain't the American dream, quote unquote,
Listen,
what is?
that whole stage was about $10 billion in net worth
Yeah.
standing on that stage.
Yeah.
And half of that was probably just Snoop and Dre alone.
Yeah, exactly. So
I mean, well, actually, Snoop, Dre, and 50.
Yeah, well, Eminem too as well. Eminem
I
as
think the
well.
brokest one on the whole stage is probably Kendrick Lamar.
Mhm. If you want to, yeah, by that standards of
Yeah,
By
broke,
that standard, yeah.
right? He's
And,
still
and,
a
and, and,
millionaire,
and only
but
and only because he's the newer, he's the
'cause
baby
he's
of the
the
bunch.
youngest. Yeah, he's the baby of the bunch. So, but yeah, that's legacy right there. The fact that Dr. Dre was able to do what he did and inspire and directly affect everyone up there in their careers at some point, whether it's from the beginning or
That's
in the
like
middle.
think about that. That's in the history books. Like you
Forever.
could look back and be like, yo,
Forever.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially if that's your kinfolk. Like,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
that was my dad. That was a yo.
Yeah. That's legacy, and that's why it's in the top. It's in those top performances to me on the list. So that's it, man. Good show. I want to thank everybody. Joseph, have a good night. Thank you for joining in.
I need a
We had a
Kleenex.
couple other people. We had a couple of people
You
that
need a Kleenex. Wow.
yeah, right. A couple other people that came in, and some cats, they started dropping some, political stuff, and man, we appreciate you interacting in the, but I wasn't going to flash all of the political stuff up there that they were talking about. This is not the place
Platform.
for it. It's not the platform for it. So I appreciate you, and we hope you like to come back and talk some movies. So that would be awesome. And then
Enjoy your life, and
yeah, and
go.
that's what it is. Sometimes politics is part of the American way of life, but just like when you sit down and watch a film, or you sit down and watch a TV show, or you sit down and you listen to some music, and yeah, sometimes you'll still hear the politics in there, but sometimes you just want to tune into a show that we just want to lose ourselves, pun
And get
intended,
away from it all.
and get away from it all, and just kind of talk about this stuff, talk about fun stuff, talk about stuff that impacts you in other ways.
Yeah. And even to sometimes get on your nerves by saying, "Go bite it."
Yeah, all right. So, it's just really, don't be, talking about, oh, this person, and people putting stuff up. Oh, let's cancel this person because of blah, blah, blah,
You know what? We trying to end the show, so let me be quiet.
Yeah. No. Like I said, it's this is not the show for it. Yeah.
No place. No, you know what? I'm gonna keep it a buck. No place is the place for it. You people out here with this, let's cancel so and so. Let's cancel so and so.
Tariq, Tariq Naheed and Nasheed or whatever, and I that's fine. I didn't want to talk about him, and like I said, I that's no disrespect to the person who came in and wanted to express. We like I said, we appreciate you joining. I hope you like and subscribe, and maybe even come back and talk about something in the film world, and we'll gladly discuss it. So we'll leave it at that. Everyone have a good night. Stay safe. Everybody stay safe out there. Do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Protect yourself. Protect your loved ones.
Protect
And
your neck.
if you do wind up catching COVID or anything like that, just do the best you can to take care of yourself.
Lock your ass in the bathroom.
Do what you
Stay
got to
there
do.
until you're better.
I'm not here to tell anybody to go get vaccinated. Don't go get vaccinated. That's not my job. I did, and it helped me. That's all I could say. And that's all I could say. I can only speak for myself. I did it. Because I did it, it helped me. But I don't want anyone to say, I'm not saying that because I did it, you should do it. I'm telling you that I made my decision.
If you're not going to do it, wear a damn mask.
Well, yeah, I think you should wear a mask regardless, whether you do it or not.
Whether you're vaccinated or not.
Yeah. When you're vaccinated, I think you should do it. You should wear a mask. But once again, if you decide not to, God bless you. You do what you hopefully you could do other things to take care of yourself and not get it.
And on that note as well, not to cut you off, but on that note as well, if you haven't done it, the federal government is giving away free testing kits. It is a real thing. I placed my order for mine.
Mine is on its way. It might have actually been delivered today. It's going to be delivered today or tomorrow. They're giving out the testing kits on your own, so you can use them.
Soon they're going to be giving out free N95 masks as well. They already started that?
Mine too. I've already got mine. Yeah. So they're giving those out too. So that's fine. Like I said, not here to push any political button. I'm just telling you what my experience was, and hopefully anyone else's experiences, they come out of it on top, because this thing is, no matter how it got here, it's real. It's here. So doesn't matter at this point. You just got to take care of yourself and your loved ones. All right. At that note, we're out.